Hello and welcome to Anthropic Topic. I'm Capitalist Jesus.
I'm
That's
Little
little.
Fire.
I'm Pancake.
And I'm Weezer.
Welcome back.
Flawless.
Yeah, it's been a little while, everybody, but we're glad to be back in the saddle again. Yeah.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So what topics are we starting off with this week here?
Well, you
I
got
got a good
some
one.
recessive genes topics. And what were you gonna say, Pancake?
Oh, I want to talk about Blizzard because Blizzard has been fucking up royally in public
always.
relations these last couple of weeks. Oh, it's a doozy, this one.
I believe it. If it's a doozy compared to Blizzard, it's got to be some. They've got to be committing like murder and shit. Straight up.
Yeah, that's a little extreme there, Weezer.
Hey, you know Blizzard, little. Hey, Fire, you know Blizzard. They are.
No,
They're rough.
I'll let him
Well-
fill us in because he probably can go into more detail on it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of, well, X-fan. I'm kind of
Yeah.
really steady on not even playing Diablo 2 Reforged, which I was really looking forward to. Reforged,
know.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Blizzard is being sued over frat boy culture in the company.
What? Wow.
It has come to notice that female employees are being sexually harassed in the workplace by higher up corporate suits, one of which committed suicide
The female or the suit?
after her nudes were spread
Okay.
around the female. This female who took her own life, her nudes were being circled around the office.
Oh my god.
What?
And
God.
once this stuff started coming out, we also found out that people who are calling in sick are required to write essays as to why they are why they can't come to work. They are being told they're not working hard enough. Their quality of work isn't good. The job security there is terrible. The team morale is horrible. And we're talking, this is one of the biggest companies that's been developing games quite literally for the last 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing Blizzard games since 1997.
Yeah.
Diablo and Warcraft 2.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, jeez.
I've
That's
been.
who figured it out?
Hey, who exposed them? Do we know?
Yeah.
Don't know who. I think it was just a lawsuit, and then a lot of information was announced, and then a lot of information started coming out.
Okay.
But who's been like really given the story a lot of headway and getting in as many ears as possible would be Blizzard or ex-Blizzard streamers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I heard it from originally was actually through Asmongold, a very, very famous World of Warcraft streamer.
Very famous. Even I know about him.
Yeah, I watch his content almost daily, have for months, and that's how I found out about it. And it's the reason I want to talk about this, because this is, I don't necessarily just blame Blizzard on this. It's Blizzard and Activision. The stuff that's happening with Blizzard Activision right now, stuff that's always been happening in corporations. And it's just a shame to, at least my interpretation of this is that perhaps stuff like this wouldn't happen if you didn't have a big company like Activision always pushing for the numbers and the stocks, and it's about the quantity and not the quality, as anyone who's played a recent Blizzard game would tell you. And it's just a damn shame. I've talked a lot about Blizzard on this podcast, and it's just none of it's been good. None of it has been good.
Unfortunately, they haven't done anything worth talking about, in my opinion, for a long time.
Positive light.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing positive, I should say. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, no, I was alongside you, bro. I've been a Blizzard fan, or was a Blizzard fan for years, because I played I did play some Warcraft, not the World of Warcraft, although I did play a smidgen of that. Wasn't a big fan, but StarCraft, like that world really drew me in, and well, I did play the standard game quite a bit, but I really loved the like customization they let people do, where they would make entirely new games. And it's almost like they used to be a lot more user friendly. Of course, these were probably different people that we're considering at this point, right? So the people who have founded and began the company are most likely no longer the people that are in charge now, right? I mean, we
For
could do
sure.
some research on that, but I'm willing
Yeah,
to stand by the probability that that's the case.
Well,
Yeah,
that's also
'cause
30
that is
years ago
the-
at this point. You know,
Oh, yeah.
and
the
a lot of
business
these
model
people,
is out.
Retired.
A lot of business models is just out with the old and in with the new.
Yeah, yep. Corporatization, right?
but new
Yeah.
doesn't always necessarily mean quality.
Better or good or yeah.
Yeah.
As
Wow.
we've learned with League of
Currently,
Legends.
yeah.
Fuck
Alright.
the champions.
We sound like a bunch of conservatives up in this bitch. That's what's
Let's
going on.
hold on. I
Well,
would
good.
love
Conservative in game politics only. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
With
no.
the information, with the research you just wanted me to look up here, CJ, I have something that makes a little bit of sense, okay?
Oh.
The founders of Blizzard, Michael Morhaime, Alan Adam, and Frank Pierce. Okay, these are the three guys that founded the company. Blizzard is now owned and run by Davidson and Associates, a software developer, which is owned and run by 5 other parent organizations: Vivendi Games, Avis Budget Group, Sendent, Thorn EMI, and All American Television, which each have their own respective parent companies. Blizzard's run by like 17 other major conglomerate software developers. And some of them aren't even software developers. Some of these, Avis Budget Group doesn't develop software. They're a car rental company.
Wow, what?
That
What
is
are
a
That's
lot of
pretty wild to me.
stockholders.
Yeah.
That is
Then
a
you
lot
have
of
Sendent,
stockholders
which
you
is-
have to
it's a-
appease.
It's business and consumer services Sendent runs. All American Television, no shit, television company.
Wow.
Foreign EMI is a music company. The only one of their parent organizations that isn't actually non-gaming related is Vivendi Games. Like,
What the fuck?
Well, actually, I don't think it's too far outside the scope of reality for a TV company and a music company to have stock in a video game company. Because
no, I completely agree.
Kind of, for
But
sure.
then what about the business consumer services company and the
the
rental
car
group?
rental company, that's where it's like,
Yeah,
the
really?
car
that's
rental group.
outlandish.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't rent a car from Blizzard at this point.
No.
Yeah, it might grope
I'd probably
you in the
have to
seat.
pay for DLC halfway through my fucking trip.
Yeah, no joke.
Super dumb. Vivendi Games is run by Havas, which is a media company, which is totally normal. It's French, but nothing odd about that. Then you have CUC International, which is another consumer services conglomerate focused around travel, shopping, auto, dining, and home improvement. Like, what? So all of these parent companies that run Blizzard have nothing to do with video games, or B, barely have anything to do with video games. And they control it, because realistically, are they coming down to Blizzard headquarters and telling them what game to make? No. Are they telling them to make money, thus telling them what game to make? Yes. And so that
Yes.
circles back to what you were saying, how they want to make more games and more money, so shit flies through the hands of the CEOs, or sometimes is known to them and they don't want to do anything about it because they're making money. So why would I care about harassment when I'm making cash money?
Yeah. I mean,
It's just
cash money,
man.
cash money.
Well,
Cash
The
money
bottom
too.
line is really what most of these companies, I mean, every company is designed to make money, right? There's not going to be a company that's going to make a decision where it's like,
Yeah.
well, what if I made less money? Like, no, that's just not how capital,
It's just
corporatism,
natural
like, corporatism.
it's a byproduct of capitalism, sadly.
Yeah.
And
Jesus, you would know about that, wouldn't you?
I would.
The
Yeah, you might.
turn of the millennium.
You might
that.
say, eh?
You might say that, yeah.
It's his fault. Blame CJ. It's all his
Yeah.
fault.
I
Yeah,
want
go
my
forth
games
and
back,
maximize
CJ.
profits.
I want my games back. Jesus, what
yeah,
the fuck?
you can come prime from my cold, dead, holy hands.
They're hidden in my robe somewhere. Good luck finding it. It is infinite.
Yeah, bitch. You try to.
Just like
No, it's not in my
just
robes.
like
It's in the
Stan's
holes in
fucking-
my hands. Like,
Yeah.
you just
My
it's just
holy hands.
infinite space. It's like, oh
Fucking
no.
diseased hands that are infinite. You're like, find it, bitch. Jump into the void of my hands.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, no, but
imagery.
it's
that is
every major gaming company, dude.
I'm like
now,
Moroku.
now I'm a little like, quit.
I
Nah,
just
hey,
suck
I'm
people
done.
into my hands.
you.
Beautiful. And you shout out to my Inuyasha fans out there.
Aw,
Shout out to my Inuyasha fans.
Yeah.
Man, I remember binge
I've
watching
never
that
actually
show
watched that.
Nah.
You're not
long time
missing
ago,
much.
dude. I was a kid, dude. It's another one of those animes, just like Evangelion or Cowboy Bebop,
Yeah.
that has its own good strengths and weaknesses, like all good shows or anime do.
Yeah.
But its biggest strength is its, let's just say, like, its sheer willpower to carry on is only solely based on the fact that it's old and the nostalgia the older generation feels. Or it's and again, I don't want to discredit. Like, I do enjoy Cowboy Bebop. You wanna know why? Because
Yeah.
it was one of the first animes I watched, like a
But
decade
let's-
ago. And it's like,
Let's put
you
it
know?
this way: animes have evolved in a way now that going back and watching or like re-watching certain old animes is really hard because all those
Yes.
tropes have been beaten into the fucking ground. You
Exactly.
know, like
Yeah.
it's not.
literally exactly.
Yeah. It's
That's why
It
that's
just
why so
feels
many
like
people
Harry-
shit on FAO.
It's like watching the first harem anime versus your 1000th harem anime. You just
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore, boss.
Yeah,
Fucking-
that's why all of these really solid animes coming out of the woodwork are always ones that take a narrative that you've seen a million times or flip it on its head or drag in a new narrative or do that narrative so well that it becomes
Yeah.
the poster child. That's what happened with Sword
Konosuba,
Art Online. Exactly.
Yeah.
You look at Demon Slayer. Oh wow,
yeah.
a fucking kid had a tragedy when he was a child and becomes the strongest Demon Slayer. Who would have guessed? But they do it so well,
Mhm.
and they propel the story so immaculately that it becomes the forefront of that genre. That's what happened with SAO. Once again, the anime was
Yeah,
never
fucking
bad in my
SAO,
opinion.
Jesus.
However, people saw its
No, it's
success
really
early
fucking
on,
good.
and they copied it. And then all of a sudden, people went back and went, well, SAO sucks, it's copying everything else. No.
No.
It was the pioneer that drove these lands in the West.
Yeah.
All these motherfuckers just came and capitalized on it, and then you're going to flip on the father
Yeah.
of this anime? Like, you're going to flip the father of VR turn-in animes? Like, come on, dude.
Yep, but yeah, VR isekais. Yeah, no fucking.
Yeah,
but
man,
Here's the thing that went wrong.
Yeah, but
with
SAO wasn't really isekai.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
What are you talking about?
I wouldn't call it an isekai.
Then you're wrong. I don't know what to
Okay.
tell you.
Why wouldn't you call it that, Fire? Like, what's
Okay,
the argument against it? I'd
From
like to hear it,
from
actually.
what I understand of what isekai means,
Huh?
which is um, I've lost how I was gonna say it.
All right.
Okay, let me
So-
give you a definition. Okay, just so you can.
Sure.
Isekai is a Japanese genre of light novels, manga, or anime and video games that revolve around a person or persons who is transported to and has to survive in another world, such as a fantasy world, virtual world, or parallel universe.
Okay,
Shit, that perfectly describes my favorite video game of all time.
Oh.
there you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I just didn't realize for in the meaning of isekai that it actually encompasses VR, because
Yep.
to me it shouldn't,
Why?
Okay.
right?
I understand that to an extent.
Because you're being transported to another world, sure,
Mhm.
but it's you're not getting you're just transporting your vision, depending on how in SAO this is your entire mind. It's not your soul, it's not your
Well, and-
body really.
In SAO, your
Right.
consciousness is transplanted to the virtual world. You lose your sense of your actual body, and you become your character. It's not like you
Yeah,
have a
you feel
controller.
the pain of a knife cut on your
Yeah,
arm. Mhm.
it's not like they're sitting at home on a console with a keyboard and mouse and playing SAO. You know what I mean? They're
No.
as far as their consciousness is concerned, they are in a new world, a different world with new rules.
Yeah. And here's the thing, is that I will say that previous to that genre, I'm pretty certain that
You're pretty certain that
Did we lose Weezer?
I don't know.
maybe.
All right, well, while we're waiting for Weezer to come back, I'll
That
just
was,
tell you guys
weird.
about my favorite video game of all time.
Oh, pretty certain that, and he deafened himself. Wait a minute. I don't think that was.
What?
I don't think that was intentional. Wait a minute.
Maybe not.
Yeah, no.
I'm surprised we haven't put in some Bitcoin.
What? Why?
Well, actually, while you decide to bring that up, crypto
Bitcoin's-
is climbing back up.
Hell yeah, it
Bitcoin-
is.
Bitcoin's gone up 4K.
Because of course it is, right?
Dogecoin's
We're
gone
spreading the word. We're spreading the
Dogecoin's
word.
gone up
Hell
10
yeah,
cents.
dude. I think, like, I have my
Welcome back,
predictions. I have my predictions.
yeah, that's my bad, guys.
Yo.
Yeah, what happened there?
I don't know. My mom decided that it was really important to talk about how I said I was going to do laundry after the podcast, and she was like, "Is the podcast over? Why didn't you
Okay,
tell me
well.
the podcast is over?" And I'm like, and I was like, "Hey, no, I'm doing the podcast right now." She's like, "But you didn't eat dinner." I go, "I made my own food." She goes, "Why?" And I'm like, "Whatever." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I gotta get a sign or
It's-
something on my door.
Ah, this is awesome.
You're telling me your mom doesn't listen to the podcast?
Yeah, what the hell,
You're
Mom?
yeah, my
Yeah, this
What
is
the hell?
this is now turned into
my
Flaming
62-year-old
Weezer's
mother.
mother podcast.
whatever.
Let's do
Don't make
it.
fun of my mom. I'll hunt you down. Anyways, I was trying to talk about the definition of isekai prior to VR being a really big thing. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of actual anime, VR came relatively recently. In terms of the other versions of it, like video games and manga and light novels, it's been around since the 90s, and probably even before then, I'm not quite sure. So that's always kind of been a part of isekai. But you're kind of also right, Little Fire. I do recall having this almost exact same conversation with an old friend of mine many years ago when I first hopped on Discord and first, started being a gamer. And his point was that VR didn't count because you're in the same world, it's just a virtual one grounded on Earth, so it doesn't count. And while you could make
That's
that
right.
argument,
Yeah.
you could say that, and to an extent, I kind of think you're right. There is a point to be made there, and there's an argument that could be, if done properly, unbeatable in that instance. However, the main weakness with that is that you've admitted in that phrase that it's a different world. While it be virtual and grounded in Earth, that doesn't matter. It could be a parallel universe. It could be a brand new one. And it doesn't have to be one of those generic isekais where it's oh man, we summoned a random high schooler who was in his library to a different world where he's the hero. Like, I've seen it a million times. Some of them do it better than others. Some of them do it worse. Some of them don't even do it at all and just straight up suck and get no views and are canceled after 6 episodes. Regardless, the reason SAO counts is because it took people from across the planet, transported them into a different virtual, albeit virtual, still different reality in which they felt the pain of the game. They felt the taste, and they felt the senses, the smells. They cried. They died in the real world if they died in the game. You didn't lose a life, you perished, and your brain was fucking fried instantly.
Yeah, the rules of that world are different.
Yeah, completely different. No one in the real world over here on our side is running around with laser swords and killing shit with hyper dashes. Although that'd be fucking sick, because I would never eat
That would
grocery food again. I would go hunting because I would cut a deer's head off with my fucking laser sword, dude. It'd be so sick.
On the
Well,
other
I
hand, I
and
would
be cauterized
argue,
instantly, no mess. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
if we're going to take your term of isekai, I think that SAO is a perfect example of isekai because I've never seen an anime or played a video game where I'm transported to a different world and people eat and conduct themselves completely different with basic stuff like that. Where in SAO, you never see somebody actually like eating. They just
Yeah.
or cooking. It
you
or
actually
cooking.
do.
I mean, it just
No,
appears.
Yeah,
you
you
do.
do.
No, cooking
Dog.
is in there. Yeah. In the
Pancake,
first
yeah,
season,
The
anyway.
main character's girlfriend is known to be one of the best chefs in the game,
Best
and in
chefs.
the active
Yeah.
first 8 episodes, cooks him a dinner from a rare animal he killed on accident while on the floor.
But I'm
Yeah,
I'm
bruh.
pretty okay. So
They
then
spend, you know what?
I'm
They spend like
also-
multiple
one second,
episodes.
one second.
Fucking hold on, just real quick. They spend multiple episodes
gee.
raising like a little
A
fucking
child.
fake child on a farm for like how
For half
many
a-
years?
half a
I don't
season.
know.
Yeah.
In what episode
Anyway, go
2,
ahead,
though,
Pancake. Sorry.
she's like making him a sandwich or something, and it
Mhm.
just appears in front of them though. So like I
Then he
guess the
takes a
universe's
fucking bite out
rules.
of it, man.
Yeah, exact. I also was trying to say that I misspoke what I was trying to say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but like I guess the rules of the universe aren't exactly consistent because I guess it's not
Oh.
exactly engaging television to watch things just poof.
Yeah. It's also fantasy. So I mean,
Yeah.
that also falls into the realm of isekai. Realistic.
Consistency is not key.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's actually internally consistent to the world's logic. Just because that world's logic doesn't fall into line with ours doesn't make it any less real.
Yeah, just makes it a different consistency of different physics types. It doesn't mean it's any less realistic
different
or
rules,
whatever it
yeah.
may be. Yeah, different rules. You wouldn't compare chess rules to checker rules and say they're the same game. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Or
no.
say that checkers is any less of a game.
Than chess is, just because it seems simpler. It's just different rules into a different game.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's any less of anything.
Right.
So with the isekai genre and how it does work, and how a lot of other genres like space type animes or bounty hunter type animes like Cowboy Bebop is, or with defending against mysterious alien monsters like Evangelion is, you know, there have been dozens and dozens and dozens of animes to do the same trope a million times. I can't tell you how many times I've gone onto websites or asked personal friends about like, hey man, I'm bored, can you give me an anime recommendation? And half the recommendations are this random kid is not like isekai into a world, but he was born in this fantasy world and is chosen to be the hero and has to fight through all of his classmates to restart. You know what I mean? You know, he grows to be the strongest guy out of nowhere. I've seen it a million times, right? But again, it's not about how many times I've seen it. It's about how many times I've seen done right and can appreciate that anime. Like, if you want to talk about peak isekai that isn't SAO and isn't virtual a little far, look at the Rise of a Shield Hero. Like,
oh fuck yeah! Well, that's a good recent example. Yeah.
Past 5 years have been some pretty solid fantasy-based animes that aren't even isekai that have done a genre the same way others have done it, but just as well or better than the top dogs.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Naruto for a little bit, but Boruto fucking sucks. But it's the same anime, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But it's also not, because it sucks, and the story is not as good as the first one. It's not as long. It's not as good at portraying the story or the life of someone who was fucking ridiculed and bullied to shit as a son and became the savior of an entire village and eventually its leader. Like, it was a really good anime. And then the second one is his bratty son who doesn't understand the fact that he has to save more than just his kid and like thousands and thousands of people living in this town. You know what I mean? So many other animes do that. But I think isekai is played out a lot low key. I'm personally, even myself, I'm kind of like, all right, can I get some different shit? Can I get a little something different? You know what I mean? So I have been watching a lot of different animes other than the isekai stuff, which used to be my main shit.
Yeah. Oh, you know another isekai, and this was probably a little older than what you're used to. Tsubasa, I think is what it was called. You guys.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard. I haven't watched that.
It was a classic. I mean, I still consider it a classic, but it's one of those ones where if you go back and try to watch it, if you've watched any current anime, it's gonna kind of end up being a little difficult to work through. There's a lot of pacing issues with it as well, in my opinion, in the anime. The manga's a lot better.
Mangas are often a lot better than other animes are.
Wow, and that's just a product of the time.
Yeah, like you look at people oftentimes for some reason whenever I've ever brought up JoJo, I used to watch it a lot with my best childhood friend, and he got really into it. He got me into it. It's solid. I think it's solid. If you can follow it and you have a little bit more information about it than the average anime watcher should have about the anime they're watching, then you can follow it and figure it out. It's actually pretty entertaining. But once again, it's one of those things where it's like, if you read the manga, it just makes so much more sense. They have to cram like hundreds of chapters and novels and parts into 20 episodes. You know what I mean? People have such an it's an insatiable need for it to be like correct. Same shit with people like, yeah, the book was better than the movie. I'm like, you can't cram like 9 Harry Potter books into 5 movies and be like, oh yeah, it wasn't as good. Like, you can't do that. You can't cram.
No, you need more.
Dude. More what? Movies?
More movies to do that.
I mean, well, yeah, you need a movie for each part. You need the movies to be like 5 hours long. You get there.
Well, and there's some of that is actually making it to how we're consuming media now. Because imagine how many just crazy Netflix series and shits are coming out, which you're like thinking to some extent, you're like, wow, this just could have been a movie. Where they've kind of done it inversely, where they take way too little information and try to stretch it out across endless numbers of seasons. Like the Flash, I felt like that
Oh my
happened
God.
real bad.
It was the first 3 seasons. I was like, wow, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
And as an absolutely humongous comic book nerd, I have been following DC and Marvel and reading comics and watching movies and shows since I was 4 years old. The Flash, as a series by itself, has thousands of comics, and that's like the biggest defense against all the episodes. The problem is that it's actually really accurate, and that almost every one of the comics, it's just him fighting someone he can't quite beat because either A, they're faster, B, they're smarter, or C, they're really elusive, and it takes multiple comics to find and jail them up, and then they get out again in later comics. Because even back then, it was about money. If I'm selling a comic, right, back then, it was like 75 cents or whatever, and nowadays that's a few bucks, right? If I'm selling a comic for like $3, okay, let's say making $2,000 a day on selling these comics, and that's how I'm supporting my wife and my kids, I'm gonna make more comics.
Even if
and if I'm out of
bullshit.
ideas, and if I'm running out of ideas, I'll bring back one of my most famous villains that sold the most comics and bring him back and get spike back up in sales and ride that wave until I can come up with new ideas. So it's actually pretty accurate, and that's the problem. Is there's so much garbage in the Flash comics, in any comics, Spider-Man, Batman, all that shit. So much garbage.
Yeah.
So much garbage.
Superman, etc.
Yeah, you can't. I feel like you can't quantify the amount of garbage in there with just one series on Netflix, which is, you know what I mean? You can't do it. You just can't. And it keeps droning on, and people were really hyped about it, and I was too. But you're right, CJ. After a while, I was like, all right, dude.
Yeah, I can't. I just fucking
Like,
can't anymore. It's
You
the
know, I was
same.
like, I'm over it.
It became a almost
Yeah.
like watching a soap opera.
Yeah.
Where
Same
it was
characters,
every
everything.
fucking phrase was just overly dramatic and yeah, no, fuck it, man, I can't.
Oh my God. Cisco, what's the deal with this guy? He's faster than you, Barry. Oh
Holy
shit!
He's
He's
ripping
faster!
holes in the time force. Yeah, no.
The time continuum can't keep up with the Speed Force's power, Flash.
Speed Force,
you have
that's
to
what
run.
it
You have to
is.
run slower. I can't stop. Wait, my mom again? This is the 1,798th time I've seen her die, and I'm still scarred by it. What's happening?
Oh,
Man, I would have been like, that's another fucking Tuesday, man. Later,
No.
mom. See you in
Sorry.
fucking heaven when I'm dead, dog.
Oh
Peace.
shit. Yeah, at this point.
Yeah,
I'm
and the
just
other
like-
problem is when he starts versing somebody who doesn't have super speed, he lets them get the fuck away most of the fucking time.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
hilarious.
Called Goku syndrome right there.
Yeah.
syndrome.
He needs.
Oh man,
I'll
he
let
punched
him
me in the
go,
rib
'cause I'm
cage. I
such a
can't
great
run.
guy.
Yeah, I'm so good.
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna let him get to his strongest form because I want to beat him at his best.
Yeah.
The fate of the universe
Yeah,
is in
no.
my hands, but my
Leonard
pride and
Snart-
ego
why I
are more
love
Leonard
Goku.
important.
Snart should have never
Where's
got
this
away.
cancer guy? I heard he's pretty unbeatable. Where's he at?
Goku doesn't give
I'm
a
gonna
fuck.
deck
dude.
him in the schnoz.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna deck him in the schnoz. I
Yeah,
missed
man.
DBZ
Deck him in the
Abridged. Holy shit.
Me too.
I will say I do like the recent additions to the Flash. I was watching clips of the day.
Yeah.
Once again, my Chubbins friend likes it. There's a pretty recent comics have gone through many phases over the years, especially DC. See,
So have I.
well, okay, thanks, Pancake.
Yeah.
Marvel,
I mean,
as-
pretty standard, but yeah.
true. Marvel, as hopefully all of us being nerds and gamers would know, is riding the wave of their movies in the past 20 years. Low key. Like, they haven't been having movies for 20 years, but they've been writing for 20 years. Okay? And they've been writing it and writing it and writing it. And so comics for them are like, you know, put one out every fucking couple weeks, whatever. It'll be good. They'll eat it up. But DC, dude, even the Schneider Cut of Justice League was like ass compared to like Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
Like, I liked it when I
Yeah.
first saw it, and then I rewatched it a few times, and I was like, this is the same shit with some different colors and some different textures. Like, I could do this shit in MS Paint, you know what I mean? I was like, whatever. So they
Yeah.
have to pump out crazy events and crazy villains and crazy bullshit. And I've followed it all, and it's always the same. It's always the same scenario, and this is what it's become. It's become, there's no villains left in the DC universe. Peace has finally come. Wait, is that Superman who turned evil? 15 comics later, Superman is defeated and good again. There's no villains left. Is that Batman who turned evil? 15 comics later. You see what I'm saying? Every time.
Yep.
Every time.
Yep.
But with the Flash, he's been like the golden boy in terms of like all of his comics have always been this. Someone again, like the show, A is faster, B is smarter, or C eludes him for multiple comics until he eventually catches him and finds out he's just a fucking wimp and just speed forces him to death, and then no worries. But the problem is that it's like some of them get overlooked because of how cliche it is. Like, look at Godspeed, for example. It was actually recently in the show. Godspeed, randomly struck by lightning again. Same way Flash was given powers. He acts like an ally to the Flash, but in reality, it's like a Time War thing. Whatever. The show is bullshit. In the comics, he was a regular guy whose parents were killed by a villain the Flash failed to capture one day. Because the Flash did his normal, go catch him, Barry. I can't. It'll kill him. You know what I mean? I'm not a killer. We'll put him in jail. I'll catch him again. Well, this guy fucking goes off, gets better, kills this guy's parents, and the guy's parents die, and he's grieving. And he becomes faster than the Flash. He gets more speed force. He absorbs the speed force of other speedsters near Barry, and becomes faster than Barry. That's why his name is Godspeed. Yada, yada, yada. They capture him, and he's like, all this bullshit. And the show made him out to be like it's a time war, and they always do that. And that's the problem I have with so many show designs and the design of so much media, is that people are so readily able to slap this sticker of cliche and just gullibility on people. Like, oh man, hey, it's DC content, I'll fucking take it. I'll take what I can get, because we're starving for good content. That if you're hungry enough, you'll eat anything, right? Like, let's be honest. If you're dying, like, boys, if you're dying in the desert and a frog pops up, I'm eating that fucking frog. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If it's high survival, that frog is keep it a buck 50. That frog finna be a nice little snack. I'll imagine it's like Oreos, and I'll be fine. It's the same shit with video games too. You know what I mean? It's the same shit as always.
Yeah.
It's the same type of game, the same genre, just re-skinned with new shit. Call of Duty's been doing it for 15 years. Halo's been doing it, but not as much, and a little bit better. I think Halo's got a better track record. There's a couple of games that have like Halo 4 that are like, all right.
Hold on. There was an entire Halo game made by people that had never played a Halo game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
so it's like
how I feel about WoW.
Track record.
Yeah, not the best, right? But then you have to look at like how well or how poorly do they execute this cliche. If you look at Halo 4, it's pretty fucking bad. The story sounded really cool when I first played it. Then I played it through it a couple more times, and I was like, okay, this game fucking sucks. Let's be honest. This game fucking sucks. It's just bad. You look at things like, what?
Are you aware of who Buster Keaton is, Weezer?
Oh, man, I know that fucking name.
Buster Keaton is the original stuntman. He was a film star from the 1920s.
Yeah, he was with silent films, right?
Yeah, I was watching some videos on him last night, and a quote he said is really relevant to, I think, what you're expressing here, and that is, Buster Keaton was told by another film star at the time that the average media viewer, film goer, has the mentality of a 12-year-old. And if you think about that for a second, it's it's very true.
Fuck.
Look at how things are presented to us these days. For us to sit there and consume them like Saturday morning cartoons. And the quality doesn't matter because you're going to watch it anyways. And I think what we're experiencing here is the fatigue of that mentality being, in a way, kind of exploited. We don't have to put the effort in because they're not going to care anyways. Why spend $80 million to make art when I can spend $20 million to make a buck?
Right. Why spend 80 to make 100 when I can spend 20 to make 80?
Exactly.
Yep.
Because
what do you want more, 60 or 20? Well, I want 60.
Well, I want 60.
It's gonna be shit.
Yeah.
Okay, at least I got my 60.
Yeah, at least I got my 60.
Go to the moon.
Go to the moon, boys and girls. Yep.
And I think that's just how it rolls.
That's how pollution of a brand begins, basically.
I don't know of any brand that hasn't been polluted yet, except for that Japanese construction.
No, even that's corporate now. What do you mean?
Yeah, they've been running for like 2K years, man. They ain't getting corrupted yet, bro. They chilling.
They're leading the pack. They're the corruptors, dude. What do you mean?
They are doing work.
No,
Gotta give a lot of
but,
credit to them.
Conspiracy level
anyway.
bullshit right there.
Right?
Yeah. Now you guys
Gotta
are getting on
expose
that
the
level.
Japanese conglomerate for their construction company. Something's wrong.
Yeah, no, it's
Conspiracy theory Jesus.
yeah. I'm not opposed
Yeah.
to that. Yo, all I'm
New
saying is
name.
the lizard people, right, guys?
Nah. I'm convinced
What
fire
is
is a
it
lizard
about
prison.
the lizard people?
Yeah,
You-
what about the
what?
lizard people? How did
What's
the
up with
lizard
lizard
Makes
people?
people?
you think I'm a lizard person?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I
I
could see
believe
that.
that.
You fight bears, so I could see that. Yeah. No normal human's gonna intend.
Hey man, the young lizard's gotta eat.
Bears
Yeah, we gotta
are
eat,
like
bro.
10
Yeah, he's
times
really
my
hungry.
size.
Yeah, I eat one
And
bear
I'm
and
3
it
times your size.
puts me out there for a good couple of months. I can really sustain myself.
I could kill a couple bears, honestly. Give me honestly, I wouldn't even need weapons. Like
No?
projectile wise. Give me like a
these hands,
dude.
bear.
yeah, facts. Hey, you got bear claws? I got some motherfucking bear mitts, dog. Yeah, I would fuck a bear up.
Yachty! Fucking let's go.
All I'm saying is, if it's my life on the line for this bear, if I was dropped in the middle of like a forest and God himself came to me, he was like, look, Weezy, keep it $1.50. Either you go kill these 2 bears like a mile away from you right now in the next like 2 days, or I kill everyone you know, including you. And I'm like, shit, yo, I got bad news, bears, dog. Like, it's not. Shit, I'll
Yeah.
jump in the back of a bear and choke him out. What's he gonna do? His neck ain't that fat. Like he can't.
Jesus.
He has no arm verticality. He can't get back there. You know, he's gonna buck around like a bull. But my grip strength has to hold 300-pound men on the football field constantly. And CJ's love for me. So I gotta watch. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah,
What
no,
about
here-
1,500 bears?
I was gonna
Like,
say 500 pounds.
1,500 pounds, bro.
Yeah, a ton of bear is a lot. It's
No.
a lot more than you might think.
Have you ever
Uh,
seen a show called Alone?
especially if you're.
Caesar?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good show.
They're doing Grizzly Mountains right now. I think you should watch that season and tell me again that
No,
you're
I should
gonna
be-
Yeah.
choke a fucking bear.
He's
They're telling me I
like-
should be on the show, so I run that shit. Is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
You know
that's
what,
we're
man?
telling you.
If you're on the show, I will watch every single episode and root for you every step of the way.
Yeah. Oh my god, bro. That would be
How
amazing.
I
much
don't wanna
clout?
see
How
you
much clout would the
starve.
podcast get if I kill a bear and then everyone's like, "Why'd you do it?"
See,
I
then
did
you
front
have
boys
to-
back on Anthropic topic.
Yep.
I need to
My
show a little
podcast.
fire that I'm a man too. You know what? If you kill a
Kill
bear on that show, I'm gonna be straight up with you. You need to wear that bear's carcass every.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
everywhere,
pull
every
Hercules
day.
and run that. Yeah, no, I'd go to school and be like, "Why is it stinking here?" I'm like, "Sorry, it's my manly musk." No, what's in your back? Oh, it's a fucking bear's body. Is that one bear?
Manly
No, it's 2
musk.
bears.
It's two bears.
2 fucking
It's 2
dead
bears.
bears on my
Oh,
back. I
bears.
carry around everywhere I go.
Oh no.
I'd furnish my car seat with the bear pelts and be like, "Yo, this seat's really fucking cozy." I know. Watch out for the fucking parasites in there, though. Be careful. What parasites? Fucking whatever the fuck eats bears. I guess I don't know.
I'll just be straight up,
Right,
man.
yeah.
You kill a bear with your bare hands, and I will never fuck with you ever again. as
You
long
couldn't.
as
You
I
could
No
not
joke,
fuck with me because
dude.
I could. At that point, I think I gained enough power to reach through the screen and choke you out too. And then I'm like, all right, another one of the
I-
death toll, boys. I mark like a cut into my chest after I, do it.
would,
Oh, dude.
I would petition to change the podcast name to Weezer Has Giant Balls.
Oh my god.
What
I would
episode name is
accept.
it? His balls grow ever larger. He killed another bear today. Woo! We become a cult immediately.
Every episode name is just today's measurements.
It's
Podcast
5
oh
seconds
my
and it's like,
God.
3 years later when testicular cancer takes you.
yeah, nah, man.
Shit.
Maybe too dark. I don't know.
Oh.
Doctor,
wow.
how do I stop this cancer? Kill more bears. Done.
Done. All right. Well, we.
Easy.
I don't think
Root
this
their
is.
blood for.
Yeah, this isn't conducive to keeping our viewers apparently, but that was a very interesting tangent we went on.
They're interesting. They're just pussies.
All right. Yeah. No. You,
Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm like angry. Ugh.
Yeah. Now you just like I gotta go work out. Like
You're
fuck.
feeling the male power.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
Boys, beer back. I gotta go squat. Hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
My
yeah,
T levels are
this dude-
spiking.
This dude, yes, my T levels are spiking. Oh my god, please no.
Oh god.
I can't no longer. Nah, but that reminds me. So I hear League of Legends is going through a client change. Is
Oh,
that going
yeah,
to be
dude.
enough to bring me back to the game or no?
Well, let's look at it logically, right? Like
Yeah.
we've been talking about how shit video game companies are for the past like 30 minutes. Let's talk
Yeah.
about it some more.
Yeah, let's talk about
Um,
League. Talk about retail.
Yeah.
League of Legends has had our hearts for many years. Still has mine a little bit, unfortunately.
I'm
you know?
playing it right now because I have an addiction.
Right,
Oh,
right,
fuck.
right.
Bro.
Anyone, and by the way, chat, just so you know, prior to this podcast, he admitted to alt-F4ing a game and uninstalling the game. So he had to reinstall it
I reinstalled it.
This
just so he
fucking
could be like,
guy.
man, I hate this game, and then uninstall it probably at a later date anyways again. So I want that to be known out there.
Fuck.
The game, to be blunt, was good. It really was. For a decent amount of time. For the first
Good
6
amount of
years,
time.
the game was amazing.
Yeah.
It probably had the longest running amount of years where the game was just amazing, whilst keeping its player population in record numbers. Still has record numbers to an
Still
extent.
growing.
It's in decline.
Still growing.
decline,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It's
It
in
was.
decline now, but
It's in decline, but it really was just gaining thousands of players a second for years, really.
Yeah.
Getting into the millions easily within its first few years. But over time, when you have a game that was so specialized towards one specific play style, one specific genre, you have to generalize it when you have that many players. You have to satisfy the requests of millions and millions, and to an extent, over time, if you conglomerate all the players, billions of people. For a while, the game was about League of Legends, and then now it's become about what League of Legends could be. But the problem is they're not listening to anyone who's been around since the beginning. They're listening just to the friends of those people that downloaded the game after their friends begged them, and they've played it for a few months, and they got decently good at it. They've been playing it for a few hours a day or more, and it's gotten to the point where now all they want to do is go on the forums and complain about how hard it is about this or how unbalanced it is about that. And they listen to those people.
What
They don't listen to
forums?
us.
They took them down. They took them
Yeah.
down.
They
Remember?
before
Yeah.
they did.
Imagine, dude. Fuck.
Before he did.
Community forums.
It's-
Wow.
The problem is that now they're listening, or wherever you could go now, I guess, whatever forums are still alive or wherever you can go. Probably some complaint department, which is just the garbage can of emails.
Yep.
It's mainstream now. Item reworks and map and champion reworks coming out the gate that are some are good and some are bad. Items being deleted, removed from the game outright. Playstyles being destroyed by nerfs and buffs. Brand new pro players coming to the scene, changing the whole game up, which isn't necessarily bad. But I miss 6 years ago when I first played League of Legends and I didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? I had no
Yeah.
idea how to last hit a minion, or what support was, or how to kill jungle monsters properly, or what a dragon did. Dragon didn't even do anything back then.
You couldn't look up a guide to the most optimal build for this person versus that person.
Exactly.
Live,
There were no
real
apps to help
time.
you. Yep.
Yeah,
You
it
couldn't
was-
you
just
couldn't
figured
download
it
an app
out.
for free that would tell you what to build, how to build it, where to go, what to kill, who to kill, and how. You
Yeah.
couldn't do that. It was purely about your game instincts, your intuitiveness, and the way you built and played the game. And now I can download and have downloaded blitz.gg, and it does my runes for me, tells me
Yep.
what items to build and in what order. And against who I'm playing, it tells me if I win that or not. Tells me who I can even pick to beat certain champions.
Mhm.
It does all the work for me, except for touch the keys and move around the map. Literally.
Yep.
Everything else is
That's it.
done for me by an app, and all I have to do is move my character around, get kills, take objectives, and win the game.
Yeah, like meta knowledge is pointless.
Yeah, you don't need it. And if you have it and you have it on memory, it's a waste of time. You could learn something else instead. You can learn a different game or
Yeah.
different knowledge about some other game. And that's the worst part, is that they can glam this game up as much as they want, but 3 remaining factors still happen. One, the game is unplayable virtually every time you load the game up because of your friends or you tilting. It's such an easy way to get salty in this game because of how unbalanced it is, low-key, in almost every situation. 2, the client doesn't work, man!
No,
not?
it fucking doesn't. No.
It doesn't
It's never
work.
worked though. I just want to state for the record, as someone who's played since season 1, it has never worked.
No.
Client? I mean, what
So,
about the
I mean, we
client
might
doesn't
have-
work?
What about the client? Okay. The client doesn't work
Oh, God.
because 95% of the time you have one of 5 errors occurring. Certain sections of the client not loading. The game constantly crashing and relaunching without your control unless you go through and either reset your PC or go to Task Manager.
Nah. Yeah.
C, the game won't let you reconnect to games or won't let you pick your certain champion and champ select. Or D, the queue lasts for a million years for no reason and actually bugged out halfway in and is just keep going permanently and isn't going to find you a game.
I remember
That's
Wheezy, you remember those 15-minute queues that one time where there was
when I used to
something
play,
wrong with the game? Yeah.
I was dumb and I would play matches in the morning before school, and sometimes I had to leave for the
No,
bus.
wise one,
while
it was
playing.
not our internet. I promise you. This was a very specific time period in League of Legends where they changed the way that the queues worked,
Yeah, where
and
queuing worked.
everybody was having like 5, 7, 10, 15-minute long queues, and it was wild.
Yeah, it didn't work. Didn't work for a long time. I mean, usually they've gotten queues down pretty short, which is also it's cool. But I also hate the fact that now when I queue up, if with my friends, I have to queue up like certain roles, and sometimes if I
Yeah.
queue for top and support, I'm always going to get support because of the fact
Always.
that no one's playing that role or ADC or whatever. And so it also fills you into roles. It's dumb. Like I've had games, plenty of games, hundreds of games, probably even thousands of games, where I'm queued in there and I can check via my software that tells me how to play the game. I'm sitting there going, huh, that's weird. I queued for mid and top and I'm autofilled support. But my support queued support and is autofilled mid, and my
it's
top
like,
laner,
fuck.
like, everyone's mixed up. And I'm like, this makes no sense. If you shuffled around 3 people, we'd all have our guaranteed roles. And we probably would have won that game.
Get rid of autofill. You fix all that. I will
Literally.
take a longer. I will take like
Yeah.
because the queue times right now are pretty decent. So I would take a longer queue time for to just remove autofill.
Yeah, I can wait an extra minute or two for better games.
Yeah.
I don't care if the queue's a minute and 13 seconds. I'll wait 5 minutes for a game. I can watch YouTube. I can play Minecraft on my second monitor or whatever until the queue pops. I don't know like why I have to jump into a game where no one's doing the right thing or no one knows what they're doing because they're autofilled by for no fucking reason.
I think the issue still going to end up being though is that we're like that's not going to fix League. You know what I mean? Like removing autofill will be a quality of life improvement that'll be easy for them, but that won't fix League. The problem I personally feel that League is really going through right now is that it has a champion issue. It has to continually put out champions every couple of months. They've got to be unique. They've got to bring some new aspect to the game, and it's getting
content.
It's getting diluted.
And they've got to be jam packed.
Yeah, they've got to be overkitted to hell. What's the latest person that they just launched with the fucking ability to jump around using their shit? Like, yeah, like it's getting to be a bit much.
Akshan has so many
League of
abilities.
Legends has a identity crisis.
Compare that against like an older designed champion, and the older designed champion is going to lose not because of any skill boundary, but just because the champion is so fucking crazy.
Yeah, there's no like if you take Udyr for example, recently he's getting a rework coming out.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
It was leaked recently. Next year they said.
Yeah.
Which to me, a lot of people complain about it. When I first talked to a lot of my personal friends who play the champ a lot or really love the champion, they're pissed off about it. That it was delayed. But I think about it, despite being a pessimist, I look at the optimistic side. At least it happened. At least he won the vote to get reworked because he's the oldest looking and kitted wise character in the game still.
Yep.
In the game still. They did Mundo before they did him, which is like whatever, I guess. Sure.
Yeah.
But you're totally right. It's not because I wouldn't lose a 1v1 to the newest champion because I'm playing Darius and Darius is bad. I'm losing because he can go invisible. He can revive his teammates upon killing an enemy who killed them. He has an ultimate who locks on, does a million damage. He can dash around upon kill reset and can go and has a boomerang ability that goes farther the more enemies it hits. Yeah. Which, by the way, also includes minions, I found out. So if you hit minions with boomerang, it keeps going. Just like Scorpion are. Except for it hits minions.
That's too
Also has a Vayne W passive that is true damage on his passive normally, so he starts out with level 1. And if you think that wasn't enough, you can also cancel the second auto attack you shoot. Not just one, you shoot 2 auto attacks. If you cancel the second one, you can go faster.
When's the last time you saw Nico in the game?
Probably a few weeks ago. I think I played with one at some point.
Yeah. How many? So it's not very often, eh?
No.
Yeah. Not
really
even me.
And you know why?
No. Because he sucks.
They don't have it yet. She doesn't have a place in the meta anywhere. There's probably 100 champions we could go through right now and just talk about how they just don't have a place in the meta.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, like what even is the meta right now? New champions? Is that just? I don't know.
Basically. I mean, you're not even far off. It's literally just what it is. The new meta is like Viego, like Akshan, high-powered early game champs like Rengar and Pantheon.
Yeah.
Nocturne's really solid.
Yep.
Early to mid game carries like Warwick that fall off late game, but the
Yeah.
team picks it up.
That is
ADC's really
Korean
strong.
meta right there.
Give me a decent
Yeah.
reason to
Playing for the
play
early game.
Sona right now.
Nothing. You have no peel for ADC, but your R
Nothing.
ability, which you don't have till
Yeah.
3-6. Your heal is garbage compared to Yumi's or Soraka's. Your damage is minuscule, and if you build it, your healing goes down. If you build healing, your damage goes down.
Yeah.
Most of the other supports that came out recently that are better than her, like Yumi, have all of the kit they need. They have built-in damage that they don't need to build for.
And they bring everything to the table that she does and more.
Yeah, and more. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
it's just
Champions
so
stop
much
bringing
more.
and more. They keep bringing and more. I miss the days when Mordekaiser's rework came out.
Yeah.
So not even that long ago, actually, when champ
Which
reworks
one?
and ideas were coming out that were. What do you mean?
Which rework?
Oh, his recent one.
Oh, okay.
His complete rework.
Yeah, 'cause
When they
can't
came
nail
out
it the
and they-
first time.
Right. Hey, well, no, they it was mostly an
I
update.
missed
Yes,
I
yeah.
missed the dragon ult.
I thought the dragon was pretty cool, but we
Yeah.
also only said it because it was in the past. You know what I mean? I kind of
Yeah.
low-key hated it when I had it, but then now that it's gone, I'm like, fuck.
Anyway.
That's how it goes, I think. But it was simpler. It was like, wow, this is a really cool and amazingly designed champion that has really good mechanics that makes sense for his character. He fits the schematic. He fits the theme. There's no problems.
I think the MMO that they do might be their next biggest popular game that a lot of people latch on to. If they
They have
manage
all
to
the
get it out.
ingredients to succeed.
They really do, and it's man. Here's the thing though,
Like
they
brand
cannot
recognition.
make they cannot make a standard MMO. If they make a standard MMO, they lose. And you know,
Yeah.
like
So?
yeah, dude,
Yeah, I think so as well.
if they make a standard, like if they just copy World of Warcraft, like and just make it League of Legends skins,
They lose.
They lose. Yeah, it's not gonna be enough. They're
It'll
gonna
be
need
enough
to.
in the first few
too big
months,
to
like
fail.
Valorant was.
Yeah, no, it'll be enough for the first bit until people grind out whatever they feel like grinding out, and then it'll die. It'll just insta die.
Until they do the dumb move, which Destiny did and has always done, which is make all the content pay to play.
Yeah, well,
Which is why I love and hate the game. Because if you have the money to pay for Destiny 2, it's amazing. If you don't have the money to pay for it, you can't play the game.
No.
What do you think
just-
a Riot MMO looks like?
fuck microtransactions. But
Me running around
I
as
mean,
Darius.
gameplay-wise.
so here's my hope. Here's what I'd like to see. I don't even know if a standard MMO setup is what I'd want to see. I almost want to see something innovative where it's you. How would I even want to put this? So, first of all, let's start at character creation. Right?
Right?
Are we talking about how are we going to class things? Because everybody likes a good class system, right? Or do we want to do a system where it's just you pop into the world and whatever you do, you get good at? Because
I
those are
like
two
that. I want to play a game like that so
you
badly.
want to play. Okay, so let's say with this Riot,
Sounds like a really good game, honestly.
with this League of Legends MMO, we just go into whatever you do, that's what you get good at. So it's basically like RuneScape almost, right?
Exactly.
So now we need to consider what do we want the quest system to look like? Because I don't know that I'd want to see a really basic quest system like what we see in most MMOs today,
I'm
where
so
go
tired of
go fetch 10 items and then bring it back at
Yeah.
100 fucking times in a row. Like I fucking can't.
I've done it trailing missions as well.
Go kill 10 crabs. Go fuck yourself. How about that? Like I don't play MMOs anymore because of that very reason. Oh, go kill boss XYZ. Go deliver this to person. Like fuck off. I need some variety. I can't fucking do it anymore.
I would
Well,
like to see a
Very
job
valid
system.
point, because even when I was playing, there's an SAO MMO that I started playing. There's just fetch quest after fetch quest, other than the main story.
That's MMOs, man.
Even looking at Genshin Impact, the most popular MMO recently, is the same thing. And you could call it an MMO just because you play with people. It's not necessarily
Fair.
massive, but it still I think counts. But
yeah.
you look at it's the same thing after the main story, which by the way is level locked after an extent. It forces you to go grind out those exact missions so you can play the main story, which you came to play in the first place, to gain the level required to then play the main story. After you finish some of the main story stuff, oh, sorry, gotta be level 25 to complete that. Well, I'm level 19. Well, go grind those retard levels you don't want to do.
Well, careful with
And
that.
come back.
Throwing around your vernacular there, bud. But other than that, yeah, no, I agree. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's getting out of hand. Every single MMO since the olden times has just copied the same exact format, which is why I feel like everything since the first like fucking EverQuest has just been a reskin almost. Even then, EverQuest. Did anybody play the original EverQuest?
No, but
No,
I heard it was
I did play-
dreadful.
It was.
I played Maple Story. That was pretty good.
It at the very least had some variety because a lot of the economy was player driven, and so there was just it was just better, man. I don't know. I feel like we've had a golden age of MMOs, and now we're like suffering with the decline. And I'm just waiting for that next era where
It's because
did you hear about Amazon's MMO?
What?
What?
Yeah, Amazon made an MMO. It's in beta. It's in closed beta. If you pre-purchase the game right now, you can get into the closed beta. But I don't
how long
recommend
is
you
the
do
closed
it.
beta?
I don't know till it launches. I don't know. But here's the thing. I don't recommend you getting it. It's burning out graphics cards. Like 3090s, it's setting them on fire, like exploding them. And it's
Brutal.
I don't think it's doing it to every graphics card, or else it would be like there would be a lot more complaints. But anybody who's got like a specific type of graphics card, and it's like a high end shit, it's fucking killing them.
Why? What?
I don't know.
Like it's so intensive?
No, there's something on launch that it was basically it was degoverning the whole thing and just causing it to use 100% of itself all the time, and exploding them. But I don't know.
It was running fucking DSafety safe software, whatever the fuck it's called, where it's like, nah, dude. Yeah, it was like, we don't care about your limits. You have to run this much to play the game, and if you accepted the terms of service or whatever in the game, it was like, guess that means I have to run that.
Go fuck your hardware. Yeah, so, yeah, hopefully they'll fix that, but right now they're not taking responsibility for it. So, don't recommend buying that particular game at this moment. Hopefully Amazon doesn't sue the shit out of us for me saying that.
Well, here's an interesting question. So the game isn't released yet, which means technically just in its testing phase.
True.
Is this a cost of business for Amazon, or is this a personal responsibility as a consumer consuming a product that is clearly stated that it's not ready for release?
That's a good legal question to ask, I imagine.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure that out. I also imagine soon. Because I doubt
it depends. It depends on how ready I am to make a lawsuit. Because I can make that lawsuit about either side if I really wanted to.
I imagine it's going to be class action. It's going to be against Amazon. It's going to be on the sake of people whose graphics cards exploded on the precept of purchasing the game. I imagine Amazon will go through the process of saying, well, you signed this agreement, and also this product was not in full release. It's a a beta product. It comes with certain risks, etc., etc. Yeah, no. Anybody who tries to go up against.
But why would you put it into beta? Why would you put it into beta if this problem exists?
Well,
they could. They're
You gotta think, these guys are designing this game on supercomputers that we could only wish to have.
And
I imagine they didn't know that this problem was going to happen, but at the first, if it happened to 5 people, why is it still available? Why are people still able to play it? Shut it down,
or
fix the problem, redo it. And at that point, you're Amazon. You're too big to fucking fail. So buy those people the new cards, give them that good experience, make them feel special, and move on. Your cost of business at that point,
make them spend more money on you.
A few more $1,000s. And you look good. You get the good publicity of people saying, you know what? That Jeff Bezos guy's kind of messed up. But at the same time, they fixed my card. So that's really nice. I had a great experience with Amazon. I think I'll use them next time I want to buy blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
Like,
you would
it's
think.
so... It's such a brain dead decision to me.
But here's the thing: you and I are thinking long term. We're affecting the upfront, in your face statistical bottom line because the benefits that we're talking about are relatively non-monetary. So a CEO somewhere who's just caring about how much literal money they're making doesn't give a shit. They don't give a flying fuck. And that's the real issue, right?
It's because Amazon at this point is just too big to fail. The
All they-
pandemic has done a lot of conditioning to people to rely on Amazon to get their
Mhm.
purchases.
You think
And-
they give a flying? You think you're not gonna use Amazon, even though they burnt your fucking card out? Yeah, good shit, man.
I
mean, I
barely
need it.
use Amazon personally out of a principle.
Uh-huh.
I've never really used Amazon
Well, good on
myself.
you. Yeah.
Nice, dude.
You
I'm
may
really
have
proud of
never
you.
used
bought
Amazon, but you're
5
one in a sea
items.
of millions.
I've
Yeah.
used
5
Amazon
items.
once.
There you go. 5 items. I mean, fuck.
I've
you know
used
what I
it. I've used it a million times for a million different things.
mean? Yeah, no, I still.
Shit,
use
I got my old pair of headphones on Amazon. I got this microphone on Amazon. I've gotten games. I've gotten a bunch of
it's
shit on
the
Amazon.
Walmart of the internet, dude.
Yeah, dude, straight up. And even then, Walmart can't compete with them, which is kind of amazing to me if you think about it. The fact that Walmart,
People are lazy.
the giant of Wally World, no, they have online stuff you could buy from with
I
shipping.
disagree with that
Yeah.
little fire. I think what happened is like every company, every main consumer company took a hit in March of 2020 because the world shut down. Everything shut down. The entire stock market just fucking crashed. But you know what company crashed but then experienced the largest growth ever?
In history,
Amazon.
Amazon.
Amazon went from being worth like $1,000 a stock, which is fucking huge still, to being worth like $3.5K
You want to know something crazy?
a stock.
My grandmother listened to some advice of some TV guru guy and went out and bought a couple of Amazon stock. She's pretty crazy, by the way. She has some, like, she's got some money apparently. I don't, whatever. But yeah, so imagine her gains on that. She probably doesn't even know what to do with it. She's probably like, she's at the point where
Hold on to it for a year.
yeah, no joke. Oh my gosh. Well, and it's like I'm gonna tell like I have a feeling something like that's about to happen for certain coins, like Bitcoin probably about to do that. I still
sure.
hold on to the
Mm.
prediction that it's gonna hit over 100K worth of value before the
probably.
probably.
I've got
like,
my
before the year.
0.00022 coin of Bitcoin. What's up?
Nice. That's all I
Yeah,
need, dog.
boy.
Wait for it. Wait for it. What is that? 22 carat there? Easy. Hey, no problem,
Yeah.
dog.
I'll
yeah.
get my $800 for my $10 investment. What's up?
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I'm right behind you. I got very, very little of it. I'm ashamed to say I actually had some, and then I traded it back into Doge for a specific thing. So I was like, yeah.
Dude, you need that Dogecoin, dog. It's
I
necessary,
traded the
man.
Dogecoin into the Bitcoin, so I mean, it's not, it's not crazy, but
I don't think that that's even necessarily bad. Doge has so much more room to grow, and it's got brand recognition and ease of access due to its.
Oh my God,
And
ease of access is
here's another thing. It's being worked on actively to be combined with Ethereum, and it's got it's like you said, it's actually got a lot of fucking branding behind it. Believe it or not, like some major people have gotten on board with its promotion, like fucking Slim Jim's tweeting about it and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
All right. I mean,
it's
look
random,
what
but it's
the internet's
working.
educator Elon Musk is always saying, "Hey, I own a lot of this personally. By the
Mhm.
way, SpaceX and Tesla, we own a shit ton of Bitcoin. We
Yep.
believe in this, and you rely on me to educate you about the world. So listen to me. It's only a matter of time."
Yeah, I really should buy more, but I just this specific month I didn't have a whole lot extra.
Honestly, once I'm at 1,000 Dogecoin, because I finally can purchase crypto, that's when I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna own my 1,000 Dogecoin, and I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I'm just gonna
Let it
there and
sit, man.
let it sit for 10 years and see where it is.
See what happens.
Facts.
'Cause,
That
like,
that
Bitcoin
tragedy.
got to 40K. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You never know. You could be sitting there and you're like, man, I can't retire this early, man. I don't have the money yet. And then all you hear in the news is Dogecoin reaches 3,000 or 4,000 or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're like,
oh my god.
holy shit. Or it's like, or it hits Bitcoin status, you got 40,000, you're like, man, I can retire at fucking 27. What, you know what I mean? Or if there's a kid out there doing that shit, there's some kid out there who's like, man, I can't wait to invest in this. It's such a cool meme. All my friends are doing it, and then all you know is boom.
I'm subscribed to him on YouTube, dude. There is a guy. He's the Dogecoin millionaire.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm jealous, man. He's actually technically not I think a millionaire anymore because of it, because it dropped down. But I mean, once it fluctuates.
Thanks, China.
Well, yeah, it kind of was China's fault for the market crash. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't just China. There was a couple of factors that did play into it, because there was a real market correction that needed to happen, and that was fine. But then once the market correction happened, then the Fed started talking about like taxation on these digital assets, and then China straight banned certain things, and like, yeah, no, the price
Canada
just
put up a wall too.
The price just kept fucking dropping. I was like, oh no. Anybody who bought Dogecoin at 69 cents or like 75 cents or whatever, like, sorry, bud. Like,
no, they did a dumb move. Because most of them sold it. No, you just hold on to it. In fact, double down and buy even more.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I mean, when I bought Doge at 20 cents, when I finally got the capability of it, it immediately dropped 4 cents. What did I do?
More.
I'm just gonna put even 20 now.
Yep, and it went right back up,
didn't 22, it? It's right back up.
You recovered your losses, made your gains. Yep.
My buddy was a little bit, sad because Doge had dropped, and I was like, dude, you just buy it and you just hold it.
Buy, sell.
Are gonna happen.
Yeah, buy, sell.
I drew it out for him in the shape of the triangle that is the triangle growth that you want to see in most of your stocks. I was like, here's the pattern. Just look, and you can see it here, and you can.
And now you know why our symbol is the triangle.
That's right. Hell yeah.
Man, I didn't know about. I didn't even think about it.
It was all a big fucking.
Have I been punked, boys?
You didn't even know.
Have I been hornswoggled?
No, you've been indoctrinated, bro.
Dude, I gotta get out, bro.
In terms of, here's a fun fact. In terms of geometry, the triangle is the most
strongest
shape.
Naturally occurring.
That's why bridges are designed out of fucking triangles.
They are the strongest.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Parallels in our existence is really strange. So life's a simulation, right, boys?
Yes, absolutely.
So damn
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, let me take a rip of this bong real fast.
Oh shit.
Cyberweed, boys.
Can't wait for the new Cyberweed DLC to come out.
Hack into the system, give myself a bong real quick.
Yep.
Fucking wish, dude. That'd be kind of cool. Actually.
So here's gonna be the issue, right? So let me talk about something real fast. Cybernetics, right? That are gonna hook us up to the internet, or really just we're gonna act as a new form of kind of interconnectivity. So everybody's talking about hackers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the question that I kind of have about that is, would you want to take the chance? Here's my question to you guys. I guess I should say, would you want to take the chance of not being one of the early adopters, so that you could, in fact, like basically, so once you get cybernetics for your mind, that's a game changer, right? Mentally, because you're gonna be able to store a lot more. So are you going to take the chance that somebody else is going to get a lot smarter, a lot faster, and have the ability to take control over you during the time that you end up getting yours? Or do you think you should wait to see if some of the early adopters get fucked over? You know what I mean?
Honestly,
I've already decided I'm not going to do
it. You're against it? Okay, you're an
organic. It's not about, like, a lot of people's argument is like technology doesn't belong in the human body, and it's like, well, it's, any military veteran who's lost a piece of their body kind of disagrees with you, or anyone who has. Whatever.
Yeah,
like people already do that on a daily basis almost, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I think about it more like, realistically speaking, if I'm sitting here, right, and one day, whether it be Elon Musk or someone else cracks the code and we're able to put shit into our minds, and we figured it out, boys. We got it. You can put in a processor that doubles the power of your brain, and you can store terabytes of information, and you can pull up like Google Glass type shit, but not lame and a failure of a product. You know what I mean? That you know,
Right,
it works.
yeah.
Everything works.
It's in your
You know,
mind.
I wouldn't, and it's only because I believe that I have. This is more of a selfish reason than a logical one, realistically speaking. I believe I've reached it. I'm like, dude, I'm already in the kind of the, you know, the realistically speaking, I've already genetically wise, I'm smarter than the average person. That's not me bragging. That's just how it works. Why would I need to then pay an exorbitant amount of money just to store more information? I have a good memory. I don't need to be taller or smarter or I'm pretty cute. I don't need augments for that. I don't go out paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to make my clothes look better.
I don't think you're
Why
understanding the difference.
why would I do the same thing with information? I don't need it. You just don't need it. I don't. I have a phone. I have a computer. I can go through any information I want in human fucking history, bro.
Low key, bro, that kind of shows to me that you don't understand the implications of how far this will drag your ability to perceive things. You think like right now, you think, oh yeah, like I can remember things pretty well, but it's not the same as being able to literally record things all the time and just rewinding and be like, oh well, this happened in this specific instance, and being able to retrieve all that information in nanoseconds. And on top of that, having just perfection as far as efficiency planning and shit goes, it can be, it's a total different world.
You basically become an AI.
But
yeah.
Basically.
Oh
AI has an advanced intelligence. Advanced intelligence. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying that. Yeah.
I'm on the opposite end. I'd do it. I've been thinking this entire time. My first instinct was to say, no, fuck that. No hackers getting in my brain. The only person who hacks my brain is me. But then I thought, I would do bionics. And why would I do bionics? I've got a fucked up knee. And I'd really like that to be fixed. And not only would my knee be fixed, at least in how I perceive bionics being, not only would my knee be fixed, but it would operate better than before I ever broke it.
Yeah.
I could work out every single day, and it would operate better than all that time. So why would I not want to do that with my brain? And then I started thinking of the logistics of it. To have all knowledge that we have as a species at the tip of your fingers, I think about the things I'm bad at, because I'm good at a lot of things. I'm good at English. I'm drawing blanks at what I'm good at music. I'm good at fractions. But you know what I'm bad at? I am, with the exception of fractions,
remembering
just because
things.
I'm musically inclined. Remembering things is another one of those. But I'm horrible at math. Math is just one of those things that goes over my head. I can do basic addition, basic multiplication. I can't do division, even though I know it's the opposite. Like I'm terrible with those numbers. And to have that at the tip of my fingers, tip of my eyes, tip of whatever, to just fix that problem and all of a sudden be successful at something, that would open up so many more avenues in my life. And not only would it open up those avenues, I would outperform everybody who's naturally gifted at those things, like Weezer. Just for example, because Weezer's naturally gifted at that. I'm not.
Me neither. Yeah.
And if I was Weezer, I'd be fucking pissed at that. Because I feel like, man, I won the fucking lottery and you're telling me it doesn't matter because this guy just got fucking DLC?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
pay to win.
100% behind it. Yeah.
I get it.
I'll be honest. Hacking does concern me.
Yeah.
Because I put some chemicals in my brain and experience what happens when things are not right in your brain.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely frightening, especially when it's something that you cannot control. And that helpless fear feeling I felt, I'm not done, is something I would not wish on anybody, because it is without a doubt the most harrowing experience I've ever had in my life. Take it away, Little Fire.
All right, so with hacking, I got a little hypothesis about that. So if we implant something in your brain now, does this thing affect your brain chemistry? Does it pump more shit into there, or
Hypothetically, yeah.
okay?
Well,
So
Yeah.
okay, so if it did, then yes, hacking would quite affect you,
yeah.
in a negative sense, depending on what they want to do. But
Mm.
now, if this technology couldn't interfere with that, then I wouldn't worry about hacking at all.
But
I've
here's
got
the
another
thing.
problem, Little Fire, is that there's no way it wouldn't.
Yeah, because in order to interact with our perception, it would it just innately have to interact with our brain in some way, the chemistry. You know what I mean? Because either the device itself has some chemicals in it, which I don't see that being viable. I'm gonna be honest with you. Or the device will interact with your brain to make your brain tell itself, I need this chemical in this quantity now, and it'll just pulse and squeeze the adrenaline or whatever, like focus
Yeah.
juice you fucking need. Yeah, no, I mean, here's the thing though. I do believe that once if you booted up essentially, and you were granted the ability to come into yourself, like your own mind, a little bit, so that you had defenses set up against hacking, because there are ways to defend against hacking digitally, right? Now,
Yeah.
physical hacking, that's totally different. Yeah, you cannot stop a physical hacker, but that's because they're literally there messing and changing with what you have.
Yeah, right now.
That's completely different. Software is what everybody is concerned about, right? So as long as you had the appropriate measures set up, you could be pretty well defended against hackers. Because even the best hacking, like the reason why it's so difficult to be a hacker isn't because it's super easy to find vulnerabilities in systems. You know what I mean? That's pretty difficult to figure out. Now there are certain built-in vulnerabilities that you have to deal with that we are going to have to find ways to manage. But I think ultimately, if we get that kind of attached, if we get if we get availability to that kind of superior intelligence, we'll be able to think around the problem a lot faster and a lot more efficiently, so that hackers really aren't a problem.
Which is what we're trying to do with artificial life.
Yeah. Artificial life's tough.
It is.
I'd like to comment on a vulnerability.
Yeah.
What's that, Pancake?
So we're talking a lot about the technological vulnerabilities, but there is a human vulnerability I don't think that we've considered in this conversation. And that is the fact that the human brain likes to work as lazily as possible. And if you were to introduce this technology into your brain, you would find it incredibly difficult to live without it, in terms of hey, we got to do maintenance, so it's going to be unavailable for 3 hours, or sorry guys, we got an attack and we had to shut everything down to protect you guys because we take your safety very serious.
Well,
if it were to go down, or a fucking coronal mass ejection from the sun would wipe that completely out.
Yep.
That is the death of a nation right there.
It's certainly the death of a part of it.
Significant risk there.
Agreed. Well, you know that there is a way to shield against that kind of stuff. It just costs more. You can have electromagnetic shielding.
We live in a capitalist nation, and I do not trust that they would spend the dollars.
You would have to invest in it on your own. Yeah, I was gonna say you'd have to invest in it.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos is running that shit. His house would be made out of fucking
If Jeff
metal and
Bezos
shit.
doesn't already have some form of augmentation, I would be extremely surprised.
What, like a nose job?
No. I mean like digital, like
I was
digital.
about to say, I was like, facts.
Augmentation. Nah, we know he's been augmented in that way because he's had like before and after pictures, right? Yeah. Anyway,
honestly, I didn't even know who Jeffrey Bezos was until the government decided it was really important for me to know.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I'm putting the stamp that is fact, not conspiracy theory.
Oh.
Capitalism needed a new face. No more Bill Gates.
Mm,
Mm-mm.
I don't think Bill Gates was
I like him a lot.
so
I
much
think he's chill.
the face of capitalism as he was the face of technology and the rise of the
And that happened to
computer.
be the face of capitalism.
At the time, yeah. But
Yeah.
after this,
Well-
the tech bubble burst, like he wasn't as popular anymore.
Yeah. Here's to hoping that capitalist Jesus gets to be the face of capitalism.
Hell yeah, fucking dude! Oh man, pump me up to the #1. I swear, I'm
Fuck
too
yeah.
altruistic not to help everybody else out.
Honestly, yeah, like that's how I feel too. Like I think about how much money is too much.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
when
money,
you
bro.
That's
when you
a
have-
lot
I
of.
don't know, bud.
That's a question.
And when you
What's-
have all
I-
this money, what prevents you from helping people? Like I understand the whole entire mentality of, oh, this belongs to me. I earned it, and I respect that. I really respect that. But I think if I were to earn that much money and what I would do with it, I
Would just be
couldn't
so
help
different.
but try to enrich people's lives. And I'm just wondering if there's either something missing from the people that make that kind of money, or if they've learned something along the way and it changes their mind.
That's what it's got. I think that's more
Yeah.
accurate to the thing. That second bit that you said there, it's apparently wealth changes you in a way that I don't know that it would happen to me, but maybe it would. I don't fucking know. Like I'd like to think it wouldn't. But everyone
It gives you
thinks
so
that.
much access to everything. But I mean, like, so I crunched the numbers not long ago, because when I said that, who owns Amazon?
Jeff?
Yeah, okay, it's Jeff. Okay, so he can't actually give everybody in the world $1 million. He'd
No.
need $1 trillion to do so.
Right. Well, and
he
we're not
has all
saying
this
that
money
that's
liquidated too.
that's
He doesn't
not
have billions in the bank.
correct.
No,
He has
definitely not. He
billions
pulls,
in equity.
Yeah.
exactly.
And he does what all rich people does. He utilizes credit, and then just whatever his credit card quote unquote bill is at the end of the month gets immediately cleared because of his assets. And that's how rich people manage money basically. Is they don't actually keep a whole lot of. They might keep a couple mil in the bank just to as a reserve or whatever. But that's all money that's not working for them at that point. And they want to have their money working for them because if it's not, it's losing value because that's how inflation works.
That's the secret, by the way. Like making money is to have your money working for you. It's important to have savings. It's extra important to have a lot of those savings in proper investments that are going to grow over time.
Yeah. Honestly, dude.
Because
fuck your
ideally, you're going to
savings.
live here for another 40 years.
Savings are shit. Don't save anything. Just buy assets that are going to appreciate. I'm sorry. Capitalism. No, don't.
But,
I am
these
not
are
a
the lessons that people
financial
don't tell you.
advisor. No, I'm not a financial advisor though. Don't listen to me. Don't
I'm not
come to
either,
me.
but I've lived through my 20s broke, and I'd like to have some money going into my 40s, and I've been
Yeah.
thinking a lot about how to do it. And the fact of the matter is, this is stuff that should be taught in high school, and it's not, and that is criminal.
I mean, there is an economics class you can take in high school, but it's
Not
definitely
when we
not
were
in high
going
school.
through. Yeah, not when we were
Yeah.
going through.
well.
I went
In
to a
mine,
sports high
they
school,
just
sir.
started introducing it.
Pancake.
Like as I
I'm
left,
in
I
the
was
sports
pissed.
in the sports high school I go to, dog.
Well, your
Anyway.
sports high schools cares a lot more about than just sports then.
I was gonna say my sports high school did nothing else. Well, no, that's not true. We had band and sports, and that was it. Because band supported sports, though. I mean, let's be honest.
Yep.
I mean, I think we're one of the highest scoring SAT in schools
I
in
didn't
the
even
state.
take the SAT. I took the ACT.
Your high school experience sounds dope. I'm jealous.
It's in terms of education and sports, yeah, man, it's cool. In terms of the women and mental stability, no.
Women? Wait a minute.
That's high school. That's high
Women?
school, dude.
Yeah, you
no
don't
one
have,
is mentally
you don't have
stable.
any women at your high school. They're high schoolers.
No, there are some 18-year-old women and 19-year-old women that I've
Nah,
dated that are
if I don't
horrendous.
care if
not a
you're
woman
18.
at 18 or 19,
I
dude.
I
You're
don't care
not.
if you're
Y'all are
18.
dumb, but whatever.
No,
I don't think I want to.
You're...
I don't think I want to hear this from a bunch of 30-year-old grown men about women in high school.
But
Exactly.
you see,
there
you
are
see
no
that
women in high school.
19-year-old agrees with them.
Damn, fucking got him, dude. Holy shit.
I don't know. I just don't see the logic behind that.
Yo,
You have young adults.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
agree to that. Young
Yeah.
adults for sure. There's lots of young adults at high school, but in terms of women, no, man. I'll tell you straight up. I know 26-year-olds who aren't fucking women yet because they're still stuck in that mentality.
I know 26-year-old men that aren't, well, boys that aren't men yet, I should say. Because yeah,
Exactly.
like it's a mentality thing at that point, and I don't think there's some people who do come out of high school and immediately are like ready, but most aren't. We're kept infantilized by our society. If it were just an age thing, I would say you're probably right, but it's a mentality thing at this point. And until you, like the world outside of high school is so fucking different, I can't even express to you what the like how that's gonna change. Unless you go
The
into a
best
very
way-
specific type of job, which I doubt you will.
Which
Honestly,
No, not
these are-
many people do.
The thing is that they don't tell you this, but this is something you learn. High school only matters for your for your curricular stuff. Outside of that, nothing matters. I've never seen the popular kids after high school. Most of my friends I'm no longer friends with because we lead very different lives.
Yeah.
Just the world isn't school. And I'm actually excited for you to learn that.
Yeah.
And because you're gonna be stoked. You got like the attitude to fucking succeed. So the world, quite literally, the world is your oyster here.
Yeah, bro, you've got a lot of
But-
opportunities.
You're gonna be learning that high school is almost gonna feel kind of like a waste of time almost.
Well, it already does. I think it's a little bit harder for people to understand after they left high school the mentality you have in high school as someone who's had to raise yourself since you were 7 years old because your parents suck, or your old
Well,
parents suck.
that was me, so I just grew up faster than that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
grow up faster. Exactly, little fry. You grow up faster. You just learn. You
That's-
have to learn about the world faster because if you don't,
Weezer.
you are by yourself and can't do anything, right?
That's why you're unsatisfied, bro, with the people that you're surrounded by, because they're not at your level. That's what we're trying to tell you. As soon as you get out of that environment, you're gonna meet people, and you're gonna get introduced to individuals that have way different experiences, and they're not it's not people you've been sitting around creating cliques with for years at a time.
Yeah,
or,
no,
whatever.
I have people who are already talking to me like who've moved away,
Yeah.
for various reasons, and are like, man, I can't wait to talk to you in high school. I'm like, I don't fucking like you.
Yeah,
I've told people that, and they're like, man, I can't wait to come down from my college and hang out with you. I'm like, you think I'm gonna stay here?
yeah,
You fucking
bye.
crazy? I'm leaving this
Bro,
shit immediately, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And good on you, dude. Like, get some experience. Go see the fucking world. Yeah, no. You're gonna have some time. Don't join the fucking military. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a fucking bad idea, eh? Fucking hell.
I've ran into some people who have joined the Canadian Reserves.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How'd that
And it's
work out
like,
for 'em?
really? It's like, really? You get to fight on Wednesdays and weekends.
Yeah, Weekend Warrior, bro.
What is your point? what is the point of that?
Here's the thing, man. Like, that's where I started. Because I initially... So, here's my bit of a story here. Initially, I was just gonna go active duty. I had a buddy of mine who had me like convinced. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm signing up. Here's the benefits, etc., etc." I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude, this is sound good." Post 2008 recession, by the way, so jobs were not at a premium. Yeah, 2000.
No.
Yeah, this is 2009, by the way. Yeah, jobs are just not there. The economy's in shambles. So I only had two choices, and yeah, no. So I was like, yeah, like fuck it, I'm gonna do this, active duty stuff. Well, my father caught wind of it, and he got to talking to a different recruiter who was with the National Guard, and which is even worse than the reserves, let me tell you. And he got into my dad's ear, my dad got into my ear, and just convinced me that that's the path that I needed to take, that I needed to come back and go for a job that didn't exist. And be like, oh, but I still get to be home, but and just be a warrior on the weekends. Like, fuck me, dude. Obviously, after I came back and all the shit went down with like my life, I ended up like I was in the National Guard, but also kind of homeless a little bit. And because the paycheck wasn't enough, obviously it was like $300 a month or something like that at my
Oh
What
God,
the fuck?
yeah, bro.
that's fucked.
That's not enough
Yeah.
for food for
I-
2 people. For
No.
I'm getting $9.55 at my job.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck,
It was
dude.
not Gucci. And in fact, the best time I had in the Guard was the 2 weeks that they took me in to do training. I actually got like food, a shower, like a place to sleep. It was great. And yeah, no, I was looking for jobs, dude, and nobody would hire me, bro. I'm talking, I was going to gas stations and begging for a job, and they're like, a gas station I lived down the road from, and they just wouldn't. They're like, nah, man, like he's like, he was telling me honest, he was like, I can't afford to hire you, even if I wanted to. I was like, yeah, all right, well, fuck me, I guess. A lot of changes happen around that time too, where I'm pretty sure something about like needing to provide insurance for people or some shit like that. Like the cost of labor had gone up at the same time as the market going down, so it was just like really bad timing all around.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah.
life hits you when you're down.
Hell yeah.
I think life put you there in the first place most of the time, anyways. So
Well, past traumas aside, fucking yeah, the National Guard. I respect y'all. I do, cause you fucking do stuff that I couldn't anymore. But at the same
Yeah,
time,
fuck.
like moving to the active duty after that first year, whew, that changed my fucking life in multiple ways. But also it like, man, I needed that at the time. I wish I'd have just started off. I feel like my life would have turned out so differently if I'd have just went straight out the gate into the active duty. Like probably would have had just more stability. But that's just a little something in the ear of anybody who's thinking about signing up right now. I guess is like be prepared, be fucking prepared for the consequences after you sign that contract, because it's hard to change the terms.
I
It's
mean,
hard to change the terms of life.
Yeah.
give it a few years, we're not gonna have a choice whether or not we sign up. Low key,
Yo, China.
trying to do some bullshit.
China. They're like threatening to nuke Japan, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, don't
What?
Don't
give
say
don't
that!
give the 3 part, bro.
Don't be stupid.
Don't give them the 3 part, man. They don't deserve that shit.
Fuck,
Again.
man.
Yeah, it's just that's a little that's too many nukes in a century
Absolutely shit.
at that point.
Too much shit. I couldn't handle that if it happened to me. You kidding me? If I was a nation, fuck no. I like anime and hentai and shit. Keep that shit up.
Yeah.
Don't get rid of it, China, please.
I like the Japanese.
All I'm saying is,
Hmm.
if they bomb Japan and all of a sudden their shit's gone, yo, I got bad fucking news for China, dog. I'm signing up. I'm against it, but
Got
I'm
these hands.
gonna have to show them what the fuck is up,
Yeah.
Buttercup. Straight up. I'm not
Yeah.
about none of that bullshit.
Culture, man.
No,
Here's the thing, though.
Man,
Like, I don't dislike
so
China.
many weaves to join you.
I don't dislike the Chinese. You know what I mean? Like, I actually, I like I
government.
like people. I believe it or not particularly racist. But the CCP, on the other hand, oh boy, they've got some issues. And
Just a little
what's,
bit.
what's terrible is I would love the CCP if I were the one at the top of it, because I,
Right?
you know what I mean. But as a system that's trying to do things right now, ooh, they're crossing some boundaries. Oh boy.
Yeah,
they're
and
crossing.
no one wants to fuck with them because they know that they have enough people who do like the CCP that
Yep.
would fucking run around and kill whomever stepped up to them with no questions asked because they just have that power. And it's like, it's not like patriotism or nationalism by itself is unheard of in nations. You know what I mean? We have plenty of it down here and plenty of other places in other nations and countries, right? But it's like, but they're blinded by the fact that it's wrong. But you can use the argument that we're blinded by the fact that we think it's, you know what I mean? There's so much moral obligation for both sides that it's like, at this point, yeah, dilemma, there you go. At this point, I'm like, you know what? Honestly, if a war happens and it's that bad, I'm not gonna and I have to go fuck around and find out with the Chinese, like, at least if we won and I got home alive with all my pigeons intact, then
Yeah, good luck with
not
that,
that
homie.
bad.
Because here's gonna be my different experience from yours. Hoping you don't ever have this experience. I got the benefit of not being against a structured army. They didn't have any, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, they didn't have a whole lot of support logistics to defeat us.
No.
The Chinese, on the other hand,
Yeah, they got a lot of bullshit.
Pretty well rivaled.
It would have
America.
to be a fucking war of. It would be some
Yeah.
straight up like
Attrition.
It would become attrition immediately because the Chinese have nothing but numbers. They don't have a whole lot of tech. They have some. They don't
The
have
fact
a
is-
whole lot of strategy anymore because they haven't been involved in combat in a long time. So, in my personal opinion, they're not going to
fucking
be.
forever.
Yeah, they're not going to be mentally ready. But
But they
are
can just throw motherfuckers at you, dude.
They just need people. Yeah, they just have a mindlessly large number of people. On
Did
top
that work
of that,
for Russia?
Numbering a
top-
billion.
yes, it kind of did. Anyway,
Yeah, I was about to say low key. Yeah,
it kind of did. I know they're suffering from their problems now, but that was because of fucking communism, not because of their war strategies.
yeah, poor
Unfortunately.
military approach.
Yeah, which don't get me wrong, they have had terrible war strategies in the past, but that
Who
that's
hasn't?
neither
We've
here
had
nor
our
there.
we've had our fair share.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. Anyway, the point being is, I think the big problem we're going to be dealing with right now is that nobody's ready for the tech war that's happening. It's already happening. Fucking systems being hacked by professional entities that can't be tracked or brought, sent back to any one particular nation and say like, yeah, we know the Russians did it or we know the Chinese did it. That's already been going on right now, and it's gonna get worse. And China is developing anti-satellite weapons as we speak to help take out the fucking the networks that are in the sky. And that's gonna be bad because once those get destroyed, the debris will guarantee that we don't have any satellites up in that region for a long time. There's a possibility they could be the catalyst that leads to the inescapability of the planet Earth for thousands of years because of just space debris. We could try to get a rocket through and then get to a certain point and get punched full of holes just from satellites. You know what I mean? Like that's what we're looking at here. Technological degradation of a kind that we've never experienced. Yeah, no, it would be absurd.
And if that happens, we're kind of fucked.
Oh, you think? Oh yeah, we'd be super fucked.
I mean, the world ended a while ago. Let's just get
The world
Okay,
is
Bo
a
Burnham.
damn pancake. Holy shit! I was about to say, I was like,
we're
fuck,
just in the
man.
aftermath, man.
We're living our lives the best we can in the crater of a meteor.
While men with small dicks are fucking fighting over whose is bigger.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. It's
I
all a
guess
dick
you-
measuring contest. Tsar Bomba. Look it up.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
but
about
we have
the
the big
Zarbomba.
dick, so-
Oh, I already know. So low key, it's kind of weird to admit.
Your dick small? I'm sorry, dog.
Yeah, my dick's super tiny, micro penis status. No, there's a map online that you can go to that shows you the radius of certain like explosions and their effective areas and how much time you'd have to get out of what regions. I measured out one of the largest atomic explosions over Denver, which I consider to be one of the central hubs to the United States interconnectivity between East and
Yeah,
West.
especially flight. Holy shit.
Flight, logistics,
Especially flight.
everything goes through either El Paso or Denver. Like,
Yep.
fucking everything, dude. It's such
Everything.
if I were an enemy nation, that's where I'd go immediately. And so anyway, I measured out from both areas actually, El Paso and Denver, and put myself in a region that was just outside a certain time frame of the blast radius, so that I could hypothetically escape.
And
Okay.
I was just saying that was a factor that played into where I purchased my home. It's just kind of a weird factor.
Oh, you should have
No.
added that part. I didn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the punchline, dumbass.
Yeah.
You're the punchline, dumbass. I thought it was implied. I just didn't
No.
understand you needed it.
No,
He
I thought you were
literally
just,
didn't explain
looking at
anything.
like. Yeah, no, I was just like, oh wow, that's really where it blows up. Interesting. No, I was just like waiting for the
Cool.
part where it's like, and this is why I did this, and you finally said like it was.
I'm sorry.
Like it was
that was
implied.
I had said it in the beginning of the story. I said I chose my house based off of that. Anyway.
I definitely didn't
When
hear
I
that.
when
I
I
got
was
Yeah,
buying my
neither did
house,
I.
I looked at where the radius was, and I said I put myself at the edge of the blast radius so that I could escape if I needed to. It wasn't just implied. I stated it clearly, so I don't know what you guys are talking about. Gaslight me all you want.
I mean, you said it was implied. Like you said the words. We assumed that you said.
Because,
Yeah.
okay, and then I went through it back verbatim and realized that I had said it explicitly, so it is no longer implied. It was explicit.
CJ, you're gaslighting yourself, bro. What's happening?
Yeah,
you're
you
fucking
are
crazy. You're the one who's
100%
trying to
mad.
say I didn't fucking like make the punchline about.
No,
You're
we.
fucking crazy.
Yeah,
You
'cause
didn't,
did,
bro.
You did.
Hey, you're
But
fucking
it's okay,
pancake.
we get
Back
it
me
now.
up here, dude. These guys are
We get it
insane.
now. We get it now. Okay. Honestly, I think that's a 100% valid like research material when buying or renting a house or apartment or whatever. Because I've done the same thing with many an apartment I've looked at over many a months with many a people who said they wanted to live together or whatever. And I've seen people are like, "Oh, this looks perfect." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, that's an income restricted house, 2 fucking yards away from a highway and 300 yards away from the biggest shopping mall in the fucking state. Let's not live there." You know what I mean? Or there was this one, a cousin of mine wanted me to come down for a few weeks, and it's on the border between Texas and Mexico, and I was like, yeah, I'll come to your house. And I did some research on their place. It was a new place, and I was like, oh, I don't want to live there. Why? Oh, it's only 50 miles away from an official United States nuclear testing site. And they're like, oh. And I was like, yeah. They're like, it's not used, right? I'm like, no, it's been retired for a few years, but you never fucking know. I was like, dude, China comes knocking. That place gets used. Your house is gone. What? Sorry, bro. Like, that's just how it rolls. I didn't make the rules. I just follow them.
Or whatever.
So
the
I agree with
circumstances
that.
May be. Yeah.
That's why I live out in the boonies whenever I can.
And
Yeah.
hunt fucking bears for food, bro.
I thought I was
Yeah.
I thought I was being pretty paranoid when I did that, but thank you for validating me. I appreciate it.
No, 100%. I've done it a
That's
million
just
times.
foresight, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
mean,
if
here's
you
the
can
wor-
prevent your death in any way, you will try and prevent it.
It would delay it maybe a little bit. I don't think I'd prevent my death at all. Because here's the thing: as soon as it all goes to shit, I don't have the supplies or the knowledge to survive as a singular human.
Get started.
No,
I don't have the supplies, but I can survive. All I need is a knife or a hatchet.
Yeah,
Just
I
it.
don't.
For a hatchet, huh?
I think I'd just rather die in some aspect.
Yeah,
I'm too comfortable in this modern world.
there you go. I would literally go all hatchet, as in the book.
Yeah, I remember that book. It's a really good book.
That
Really
shit
good
ruined
book.
my 7th grade summer.
Bro, what?
They forced me to read it for pre-AP English in 7th grade. I hated every
And why
second
did
of
it? Why did it ruin it?
I didn't want to read a book during summer, Little Fire. What are you talking about? I know you're a fat, huge nerd.
That just because I read read books, it doesn't make me a nerd.
Yeah,
And
what
you play
the fuck,
Minecraft
you
19 hours a
wizard?
day.
Now that doesn't make me a nerd. That makes me a gamer, kind of.
What's the
I
difference?
say that lightly. Well, nerd is usually
It was rhetorical. It
smarter,
was rhetorical, Little Fire. It was
okay.
rhetorical.
Well,
Thank you.
please. I sometimes I take
Weezer,
things
you're
too
rhetorical,
literally.
you motherfucker.
You stop calling me names, man. I'm gonna cry.
Oh, bullying on the podcast. What's new? We did that.
Nothing.
We did that one time with Marshmallow.
I'm not a million
And
times
you
with
would call it
everybody.
bullying. That was just hilarious.
No, I think it was just, she kept saying like really. I don't want to say dumb. It sounds really rude, but she was saying like really off top. I don't know. She was just saying shit that was really funny to us. We just kept kind of like poking at it,
Yeah.
and eventually like, fuck it, I won't speak. And I was like, that's not what I meant.
Her
Like, sorry,
phrase,
mate.
yeah, it's her.
Yeah.
It's always her phrasing. But anyway,
Yeah, her phrase is a little whack, but
I don't think she's used to being on the internet where it's like everything she says is being scrutinized for
and,
maximum,
and also it's a
maximum
podcast, there's-
humor value. Yeah,
at maximum a dozen people listening to your every fucking speech, like
Yeah,
everything you say.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, man.
it's tough.
Yeah.
Man, it's tough. She handles it well though. Either way, Yeah, no, a little light bullying, as Pancake had described, is actually pretty useful. Can be socially a viable thing to utilize if it's done appropriately and not to an extreme where one individual ends up dying.
Yeah, no, that's like I would call what happened at Blizzard there, like we were talking about earlier,
Extreme
an
bullying, not
extreme
harassment.
Well,
bullying.
that's
Extreme
harassment,
bullying.
which is not bullying.
It's still a form of bullying, in my
Oh yeah,
opinion.
you're right. You're correct. I guess I'm not even sure like if there's a word for this type of strategy that Pancake and I are talking about. There really should be though. A little light hazing.
Hazing? Yeah,
Yeah.
hazing's good. I
Haze
think
is a
hazing was
good
solid. I think hazing
term.
was solid.
Depends. Yeah, light hazing. Where is Pancake?
The audio's having a little problems right now, it seems.
Yeah, Pancake
Oh.
said he was having audio issues, so he'll be right back.
I see. That's strange. He was talking about how good his stuff is earlier.
He was saying that.
Got him.
He was
He
bragging.
was.
He was hella bragging. He was like, "Yeah, my audio quality is the best audio quality anyone's ever heard because I have a $400 microphone." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, really cool." And now all of a sudden he's like, "My audio's fucked up," and I'm like, "Ah, you son of a bitch!"
Irony.
Did he just come back too? That would be fun.
He said he came back. He said he's gonna restart his computer. Sorry, everybody in chat. Our main man Pancake got some well-deserved karma, it seems, and is having to deal with technical difficulties.
There you go. Watch, we'll get some bad karma some other episode.
Yeah, we'll come back and my computer will just blow up in my face and I'll just die. I'm like, I don't know. Fuck.
Well, shit.
If my computer blows up, I wonder. I've actually asked this question a million times to myself. I'm like, if my computer went up and just blew up one day, how much money would my parents be willing to spend to buy me a new computer?
Ooh.
House in your house, like, dude, nothing above $700, which is nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have a laptop. I wonder if the laptop would be enough because they originally bought this computer. Now I've replaced every part in it, but they originally bought it very early on before middle school, so I could do computer stuff for school. You know, they were like, "Hey man, you're gonna need to do a lot of computer stuff for school on Google Classroom and all that shit. Here's a PC." And it was like $950. It was a pre-built off of CyberPower. You know, it was good. It was a nice birthday present. I felt really cool. It was my first computer. Prior to that, I only had an Xbox 360 and a phone for a year. It was a shitty phone. It was a shitty like Android. You know, it was meh. And then I replaced it. I'm like, they wouldn't spend a dime. You know, because parents are low key. Unless you need it to like stay alive or flourish in an educational environment, you ain't getting shit, and that's on God. You're not getting shit. They are stingy with it, and it makes sense, right? Like if I'm a parent and I'm a double income household like my parents are, and I want to retire. I mean, they were supposed to retire before they adopted me and my younger brother, but they decided to get 2 more kids, which cost them about roughly 10 years of retirement. You know, they're in their 60s and they should be retired already. So I get it. But at the same time, it's like, I kind of need the computer for wink, wink, educational purposes, mother.
Yeah.
But
So I
at
wonder
this
if I
point,
could...
you're getting old enough where you can just kind of purchase some of your own stuff, especially if you get like employment or whatever.
Yeah, but see, some people can't, like myself, because a few years ago, or even before that, I wasn't allowed to have a job. I wasn't. And what was strange was my older siblings were allowed to have a job at the same age as I was at the time. So it never made any sense to me. Like, why can't I have a job? What's your reasoning? Oh, well, if you go get a job, I'm just gonna kick you out, or start making you pay rent. Like what?
I don't know.
Damn.
There's some
that's
places
what
Why
you're
were
doing.
my older siblings allowed to have a job? This doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense.
Pre-2008 economy, bro. That's all.
Oh my God, so true. Holy
Oh.
shit. Even I, being a younger lad, am like, dude, holy shit. Could you imagine? My older brother tried to get a job. Like literally, he applied for a job the same month. Economy crash, and he told me that story a few years ago at Christmas, and I thought it was fucking funny that like he was going to all like the bullshit areas and local like mom and pop shops. Like, we can't afford to keep you. Only our only our kids can work in our shop, and the kids would never come to work because they're not obligated to work at their parents' or their grandparents' shop. So he like was out of a job for no reason. He was bitching about. I just think it's funny. Obviously it's a horrible thing. You know what I mean? Horrible, really.
Yeah.
But at the same time, fucking hilarious because it's in the past. Like I guarantee you, 20 years from now, I'm gonna be like, yeah, man, that Corona pandemic, fucking hilarious.
I mean, it kind of was, right? Yeah, well, people died. Haha. No, yeah. It's kind of like 9/11. You know, it's kind of funny now, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, jet fuel does not melt
born
sardines.
18 days after. Fun
It
fact.
does weaken the integrity of metal, though.
Yeah. Are we talking about metal that's under pressure? Because that's a lot of weight.
That is a lot of weight.
Yeah. He doesn't need
Under
to melt
pressure.
it for it to just not be as strong as it needs to be. Anyway, sorry, you're right though. That's a funny, like, I love the jet fuel can't melt steam beams meme. It's
Steam beams? Steam beams?
you know what I meant. It can't melt steel beams. Oh no, steam beams.
Oh god.
Yeah. I'm gonna go cook me up a bowl of steam beams and fucking.
Is that
Some
steampunk
beam.
shit right there?
Some steam
That
beams?
sounds amazing.
Some laser beams?
That should be the name of our game, Pancake Steam Beams.
Steam beams,
Yeah.
platforming,
And
steampunk.
Anthropic Popic official video game.
Popic.
Anthropic topic.
Oh my god.
Video
Are we
game.
all having
Had me
strokes
a
right
video
now?
game.
What?
Yeah, we're all collectively smelling so much burnt toast. Holy shit.
Straight up, my
So much
computer has
toast?
Oh,
shit
speaking of
there.
which, welcome back, Pancake.
Oh yeah, holy shit, he's
Sorry
alive!
about that. My computer had
We-
a stroke and turned everybody into robots.
Yeah.
Robots.
We flamed you a little bit.
Oh god. Yeah, we did. It was great.
I deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we said too. We were like, yeah,
Yeah.
karma, fuck him.
Yeah. And now we're gonna get the karma back, so don't even worry about it.
Yeah, next thing we know, my mom
gonna
just
come
goes to my
around.
room, fucking just beating me, like beating my ass for some shit I didn't even do.
Yeah.
Just disconnect your internet. Podcast
Yeah.
over.
Now,
Yeah, I saw
I,
you and your brother eating my food, so now I'm mad at you, and I'm like, fuck, what, why, what'd I do? Nothing, but I can't beat him with 11.
oh no.
Defend yourself, pussy, mom combat.
Oh, god.
Mom, come
Mom
These are
combat.
South Park episode.
Rip-off version of
roughly.
Mortal Kombat.
Mother
Oh shit, it's my
combat.
mom. Yeah.
They
That's
should add
amazing.
Karen as a playable character for the next Mortal
Mom
Kombat.
calls dad. Dad uses belt.
Yeah. That's more like a Pokemon
Oh,
game, I feel
God.
like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dad flees the
We've
battle.
evolved the genre.
Uh,
Bro, have you ever tried laning against mom and dad? Holy fuck.
oh,
Can't even
God.
fucking farm.
Fucking feathers, man, everywhere.
And then your uncle comes in to tax your lane. Fuck. Sorry, this metaphor got out of hand.
Oh, it's great though.
Oh
The
man, I
greatness
keep
of the
having
metaphor.
these sneeze, like I don't know what you call them, sneeze strokes, where I'm bad at sneeze and my brain's like, never mind.
Just
You know what I
look at the light, bro.
Look at the
Yeah.
I'm not photo sneezematic or whatever the fuck it's called.
You are,
So
but alright.
you're sneezing.
I'm
being
not. I'm not.
Just when you get that sensation, look into the light. I fucking swear to you.
Dude, if I turn out to be that genetic rarity where you look at the sun and sneeze,
It's not even about having a genetic. If you look at
it's genetic, dude.
It's if you look at a light, your muscles in your face contract. Like it's just fucking science. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, but that depends on how much it contracts.
Yeah,
and I mean, like,
somebody who has the disorder you're talking about, every time they look at the sun, they sneeze. That's not what I'm talking
Yeah.
about here. This is a
Like-
different. Yeah, this is the same response but tuned back.
Hey,
where if
hey,
you are
hey, CJ.
already in the middle of sneezing and you look at a light, it'll help. I fucking promise. Maybe
Yeah, but
I'm
look,
crazy. Look it up. I
The
don't know.
the photic sneeze reflex, also known as autosomal dominant compelling helio-ophthalmologic autoburst, a Chu syndrome or photosnesia from the Greek phos of light and colloquially sun sneezing, is a reflex condition that causes sneezing in response to numerous stimuli such as looking at bright lights or peculiar injection. The condition affects 18 to 34% of the world's population, but its exact mechanism of action is not well understood. Fuck you, CJ! It's
What
genetic, baby.
Okay, then,
Yeah, and
in
what
the
makes
in
it
the
even
sense
more
that we all have
genetic-
genes, yeah, sure.
Is it a recessive gene or a dominant gene?
It's
my
it's
God.
gotta be dominant because some people can move their nose and some
The
more
reflex seems
muscles
to
in
be
their
caused
face,
by
right?
a change in light intensity rather than a specific wavelength of light. A study conducted by the School of Optometry at the University of Alabama at Birmingham found that among the sample tested, females represent 67% of photic sneezers and Caucasians represent 94%. The study also found statistically significant correlation between photic sneezing and the presence of deviated nasal septum. A further study concluded that the deviated nasal septum was directly correlated to the photic sneezing and the presence of different dominant and recessive genes due to nose and nasal affections. Thank you. I rest my case.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
You're so. What do you
whatever
mean,
you
whatever,
want.
dude?
Believe whatever you
What do
want,
you
dude.
mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean, whatever
Jesus,
I
you
want to believe?
presented the facts.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're incorrect.
Any adult ever? Oh my
We're
God!
talking about this like 6 months down the road. and
Nah.
yeah.
You're a
I didn't
child,
just
you're
read
wrong.
that in the fucking.
I don't believe a word you said, Weezer.
No,
I don't even
you're
believe
right.
you said that.
Unacceptable.
You're
In fact,
right.
I'm gonna have to
You're
research
wrong.
whoever you probably have a bad source. That's all it is.
The University of Optometry at the fucking University of Alabama is wrong.
Ah, it's because it's a bunch
Yeah,
of
well,
inbreds.
Alabama.
My sneezing group on
sneezing group?
Facebook says that's bullshit, so you're wrong.
Holy shit.
I'm
think I
telling
just
you,
got-
I'm
Oh,
telling
God.
you right now, if you do it, you'll help yourself. It's not a
right.
matter. I'm telling you, it's different. You're talking about a completely different phenomenon, which I understand that why you're confused about what I'm talking about. But it's fine. Don't worry about it.
You're confused.
No,
Every
look,
time-
I'm telling you
Dude.
that I'm talking about. Okay.
All right,
So
we're devolving into arguing here.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's move
you're,
past that.
You're
Eh?
literally ignoring half of the things I'm saying, but it's whatever. It's fine. I'm not
But
worried
what
about
you're
it.
saying is what I looked up, dog. I'm
Okay.
confused.
No,
I'm confused. I have to be.
Jeez.
I'm telling you, you've already done it and it helped you, and you freaked out, and you're like, "Oh, bro, that's crazy." And then you're like, "It's weird to me that you now all of a sudden think that it won't work, even though it's literally worked for you in the past."
I've never done that.
You have, okay? Gaslighting me.
I don't-
Holy shit!
Dude, I
Antique.
don't remember ever in my
Do you
life.
wanna
What's
Help
up,
me
little
out.
fire?
devolve
at
this?
light.
Like,
Alright.
I mean, we did get
Fire,
onto the topic
fire.
that I wanted to
What's-
talk about
fire.
earlier.
What's
eh?
the problem with me discussing with him about this
This
topic
is
right now?
this isn't disgusting
Weezer,
anymore.
Enough.
It's yeah.
That's enough.
All right, fucking
Recessive
sure,
genes.
Yeah.
baby it, I
Little
guess.
fire's
Whatever. I
topic.
don't give a fuck.
I mean, I wanted to talk about recessive and
All
dominant
right,
genes.
yeah, talk
but,
about recessive genes.
yeah.
Come on.
What I'm just gonna talk about here. It's what I think is going on to cause it, which would be since people can move their nose and move some other parts in their face that other people can't. That's more dominant trait because it could be passed down and it's more likely because most of my family can move their nose, right? Whereas I've run into a lot of people who can't. But so a gathering of all of those abilities could result into that genetic defect, if you will.
It's
just
I
a
don't
gathering.
know about even a defect. It's just an
I was about to say, I don't think it's a defect.
Mate.
If anything, it's kind of an advantage,
it's-
dude.
In some cases.
Yeah.
It
I could just
depends.
walk outside and sneeze. Are you fucking kidding? If I got some bad boogers. Hey, walk outside real quick. Oh shoot, I'm chilling.
Alternatively, it could be
Teacher,
bad if
I'm
you're in
sick. Achoo.
you're in a battle type situation, and then somebody just shines a light at you, and you're fucking having a sneezing fit. That could be negative.
Yeah, that could be
The
negative.
fucking-
So,
To art of war.
The feds are breaching, clearing your house for drugs, and they shine a flashlight at you. Get down!
Yeah,
Fuck!
losing your
shoot,
fucking
achoo.
mind. Holy
Kill
shit.
me! I can't! I'm fucking dying! Like just fucking seeing your fucking brains out, dude. It's like
You just
it's
fucking
worse than a
die.
flashbang because you're conscious and you can see, but you can't because you're sneezing your fucking ass out, dude.
Oh yeah, that would be awful. I doubt it's that severe, but that's still pretty hilarious to think about.
I think it only works for
Yeah.
like one instant like change. Like one like Matt, like if you're in a dark room, like if you're a basement joint like me, grinding Minecraft, and then I walked outside and all of a sudden I had this disease and I'm just fucking I gotta go outside real quick, take the trash out. Fucking just dies.
Yeah.
He sneezes like 9 times. Speaking of which, chain sneezes? Kind of
yeah.
suck ass.
It depends on
My
the
sister?
quality.
Yeah, let me. More than 4 sneezes, I'm out. Can't handle it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, 3, 4 and below, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Like 1 sneeze, 2 sneeze, even better. 3 sneeze, more orgasmic. 4 sneezes, okay, I'm chilling. 5, all right, go kill yourself. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of over it. It was cool the first 4 times, but now you've kind of fucked me up enough where I'm like, all right, fuck off. You know?
Yeah.
My sister can't help but sneeze 3 times, period.
That's
She's
weird.
never not sneezed
That's gotta be another
3
thing.
times.
People, my dad does that. He can't not sneeze 3 times at least every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Sometimes, like, obviously more, because he has a big dust problem. You know, he's an old man. You know, dust in the room, we gotta get him to the hospital ASAP. But, you know, my mom is normal, but my dad, yeah, man, every time fire, some motherfuckers just gotta hit that triple tap sneeze. Like, they're hardwired.
So he's in the M16 of sneezers.
The M16.
Yeah. What the
Here's
fuck?
the question I got,
Burst
though.
fire sneezes we got.
Burst fires.
Are they small sneezes in quick succession, or are they 3 large sneezes? Because I'm a huge sneezer. I
Yeah.
sneeze
Yeah.
once, but I fucking shake a room. And
Yeah, I was
therefore
really-
am ashamed of my sneeze.
You could not
Yeah, okay,
take the
that's
words out of my mind. When I sneeze during class, people actually yell at me because I shake pencils off of desks.
Oh god.
Like, I'm
God,
violent
Jesus.
because I charge up like a fucking railgun. I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh shit. I have to warn people. I'm like, guys, I sneeze, and they go, oh shit, duck and cover, and it just, and then I just fucking flashbang the whole room. Fucking carpet
Yeah,
bomb everything. It's
jeez.
fucking insane. But I will say
Yeah,
this: my father is it's big triple sneeze. It's a fucking triple bazooka, dude. It's boom, boom, boom. Straight up.
There you go. Yeah, no, my
Straight up
sister's
M16.
varies. The first one can be light, the second one could be heavy, and then the third one could be light. It's random.
Oh, varying burst fire.
I sneeze like Lee Sin kicks out his cue.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Like
He literally verbatim sneezes like that. Not even a fucking meme. That's exactly how he fucking sneezes. Literally,
Oh,
like
God.
exactly. It's actually kind of remarkable. True.
I don't know why. That's just how I sneeze.
Sometimes I think he's doing an impression. It's so good. I'm like, oh, did nicely say impression. I was sneezing. Why'd you sneeze? No idea.
Why'd you sneeze?
Yeah.
How dare you sneeze?
I like it. Yeah.
The existential questions of life. Why did
Yeah,
you
why'd you-
sneeze?
Yeah.
Why did we live?
Why did
What's
we
our purpose?
sneeze? Yeah. oh,
What's
wait.
the universe's purpose? Why
There
do
was
we
a-
sneeze?
There was a joke about like there was a doctor who was like, how often do you sneeze? And I was like, oh, you know, occasionally. He goes, and you know, everybody sneezes. And the doctor goes, no, it's not normal to sneeze. I've never sneezed. And it's just like, wait, what? Why would you?
You're telling me there are homies walking around on planet Earth, male or female or whatever they identify as,
Never
and they've just
sneezed.
like, yeah, man, never sneezed. Don't get it. Like,
Fuck it. Yeah. Like,
Huh? that's like
What?
meeting someone in the wild who's like, yeah, man, I've never had alcohol before. And I'm like, I mean,
Or
okay,
like-
yeah, man, I've never breathed. Okay,
like-
wait, huh? Hold on. Like, sneezing is, I
What?
sneeze on average 5 times a day easily. Sometimes I'll force myself to sneeze because I
Oh,
want to. You know
God.
what I mean?
It'd be,
I
yeah,
don't
it'd be
drink
like,
water. That's pussy shit.
I've never
Not
yawned.
facts.
Yeah, I don't
Fuck
drink water. Yeah.
You still drink water, bitch?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah,
I
no,
live on
coffee
Gatorade
game.
and my own piss.
And it's like, here's the thing though. I have a really broken septum. Like my nose, the middle part of my nose is deviated quite
Eh?
severely to one
Oh,
side.
God.
Yeah. And so that's why my sneezes, they get caught a little bit, and like that's what makes that sound. But yeah, no, it's just
So the first part is you loading the gun. The second part is the actual firing action.
yeah, exactly.
One nostril loads, the other one releases the chamber.
Yeah, and sneezes are only
He's
good
a
if they're
fucking dual caliber, bro. He's running it up. He's, ah!
I can continue sneezing past 4 times if the sneezes are like productive. If there's something to be sneezed. If it's a
Yeah.
dry fucking like you're just blowing air out your face, holy
Just
shit, that
blowing.
hurts. Yeah. Oh my god.
He's
My
blowing
nose-
it.
yeah, with the way my nose, like how it's broken, it just hurts. Just fucking pain. Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I get that, dude. It's same thing whenever I'm doing like everyday tasks ever since I broke my AC from my shoulder permanently.
Yeah.
The day mom got groceries. We came home from New York and she was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna get some groceries because we ate all the food before we left, so we didn't spoil anything." I was like, "Okay, cool, mom. Just text me when you get back." I gave her $15. I was like, "Can you pick up Whataburger on the way back? I'm really hungry." She goes, "Yeah, sure." So she comes back and I was picking up water like the 24-pack type things, like a Ozarka or Spring or whatever. I was taking them because I take them downstairs where I live, in the basement, and we store them in the fridge down here where I keep my other food at. And I can normally pick up 4 at a time, but I was like, I don't really feel like, cause, it's a workout sometimes. That's a lot of weight. Picked up 2. I pick up 2 and one's sliding, so I extend my right shoulder out and I hear a fat pop and I look and my shoulder was partially dislocated. And I go, that's not normal. It's not supposed to happen.
Whoopsie poopsie.
And
Such an
I was
awful
like,
pain.
Damn.
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's fucking bad. Blowing air up my shoulder, I guess. I don't know.
Fucking deflates.
Fucking, yeah, it's fucking rough. Yeah, literally like B-Max or Baymax the movie. B-Max. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Big
movies.
Hero 6.
Yeah, Big Hero 6.
Fuck,
That
That
I
was a
love
good
movie.
fucking movie.
It's a really good movie. I was really happy. I was really pissed in the beginning. Okay, no one can be mad at me for spoilers because the movie's been out for like 9 fucking years. Okay,
Wait, what
but
movie?
in
Yeah, but
Big Hero 6.
Oh yeah, no spoilers. I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm just kidding. Go on.
What?
No, you
I was
whatever.
about to murder you.
Listen, whatever.
By
Anyways,
the way, guys, Aerith dies.
okay.
Yo, Snape.
Ugh,
Snape and
I forgot
Dumbledore.
his name. Honestly, I'm surprised somebody remembered it.
Got him. So when I was watching it, I was pissed when Baymax died, and I was really happy when he came back in the end. So it was a really good movie. I thought it was really good. I think that it's one of those kids' movies that you could definitely watch not being a child and really enjoy. You know what I mean? Like some of those animated movies that are definitely like Cars. As an 18-year-old man, I can watch Cars. My 62-year-old dad, he watches Cars. He likes Cars, right? My grandmother,
Yeah,
89 years old, fucking loves Cars movies. Because they're good, right? I'm not going to watch
I
fucking
guess,
101 Dalmatians.
I
It's
might
not
actually
high.
go and pull out the Cars movie right fucking now.
Like the original Cars movie, or are we talking about the one where they're spies?
No, the OG, man.
Cars 2 sucks ass. Cars 3, amazing movie.
Really?
Yeah, actually,
What
I
did they
agree
do
with
in
Weezer.
Cars 3?
Okay, let me give you the gist, right? Cars 3, Lightning McQueen starts it off, new generation of racers. They're coming up, they're faster than him. While trying to beat one of the new gens, Jackson Storm, he hits a fatal crash like Doc Hudson did and is out for a season. And he gets really depressed. He joins back his company that those 2 old cars in the first movie were Rusty's or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They sold it to like some sterling guy, some rich guy, who's like, all right, time for you to retire and me to make fucking money off you. And long story short, he goes through and figures out how to be good again, and then gives the mantle of the number 95 to this trainer at this facility, Cruz Ramirez or whatever. It was her name. So they low-key kind of Mary Sue it up by making her really fast for no reason, but it was still really good. And then she got to deal with Dynaco or whatever. It was a really good movie. Tex the Cadillac or whatever buys Rusty's from Sterling because he was an asshole. It was pretty good actually. It was nice. In the end, Jackson. What the fuck is happening to me? It's gotta be the allergies, boys. It's not my fault. I swear to God. I'm not this dumb normally. I swear. Guys, please. Guys, it's not. I swear to God.
Stop looking
Yeah.
at light. Turn your screen off.
Shut up. Shut up. Please. Shut up. Actually, so good. So good. No, it was Lightning. He paints himself like Doc did at the end of the movie. You know what I mean? So they switch
Yeah,
the characters to where it's Cruz is Lightning McQueen and Lightning McQueen is Doc Hudson now, which is pretty cool. Also, a little bit of information most people don't know. Do you know Doc Hudson, the voice actor, died? That's why they didn't put him in the second movie.
Holy shit! No.
Yeah,
Oh,
he died in
what?
between movies. Yeah, the voice actor for Doc Hudson in Cars 1 died in between the takes of Cars 1 and Cars 2. And that's why in the movie he died.
God damn.
And they didn't bring him back.
wow.
'Cause
Wow, wow.
What the hell?
Yeah, they didn't want to revoice him. So they were like, we're not going to revoice the best character from Cars 1 that isn't Tow Mater. So we're going to,
Haha.
we're gonna take it away. Tow Mater's,
Yeah,
Tow
no.
Mater's cracked, okay?
Mater.
Yes.
He could beat Goku.
I don't know about all that.
Saitama wouldn't
Just
stand a chance.
whips his
just saying.
fucking hook at him.
Oh yeah, he drives backwards.
KO.
Hey, Hey, I heard you're the strongest around here, Toe Mater.
Yeah.
No,
You know,
prepare for my wrath. Like, yeah, dude. Sure,
I
man.
feel like that's
I
one.
hopped fucking dimensions to fight you.
So there's this YouTube series based around the Cell games, and it's just like the kind of like funny Cell, and different people come to him, like Sonic the Hedgehog, the Mario Brothers. I'm pretty sure the Cars people do come to him. I'd have to look it up, but there's some shit like that goes down, or it's just dumb. Now I
Death
need to
Battle?
look that up. Yes.
Death Battle?
No. No, because it was just Cell. It wasn't the Death Battle series. It was
Okay.
just Cell against people.
Oh shit!
Jesus.
Oh fuck! I would want to watch that.
Oh, and it's his. Yeah, no, it's. Oh yeah, here it is. Devil Artemis is the thing.
Channel.
I think. Yeah, the channel.
Yeah, something else, a classic that I really enjoy watching over and over again. Well, there's actually two: Bridge to Terabithia and Marty and Me. Marley
Oh
and
yeah,
Me.
Marty and me. Marty and me,
dude.
dude.
it's
Yeah.
good.
I'm your pickle Morty.
Morty,
Marty.
come with me, Morty.
Man, you guys make me feel super old. I'm
Ow.
like
Aw.
The Princess Bride. That's a good
Oh
rewatchable.
yes.
I mean, that's actually incredibly solid, and that's not about
Yeah.
being old. That's about that movie being fucking amazing.
Truth.
Or like
I unironically like that movie. Oh man, I love that movie. Saw it first when I was 10 years old. My older sister. That was like her thing, you know. She was in high school at that point. She was like, "Oh my god, Weezer." Well, that's not whatever. She's like, "Oh my god, you know, younger brother.
Oh my God.
You want to watch this movie with me?" And I was like, you know, I'm 8, 9 years old. I was
is
like,
this
"Fuck
a
it." What?
kissing movie.
Yeah, literally, I was like, "Is this another one of your fucking rom coms? I'm not gonna care about." She's like, "No, I swear it's good." And we watched it, and I was crying. I'm gonna be honest, I was crying. Little 9-year-old Wheezy, I was crying. It was fucking good, though.
That's
That movie,
adorable.
oh, that movie's fucking immaculate, man.
Oh, yeah, it was just I just really enjoyed Marley and Me over it personally.
You're gonna have to
That's
remind
fair.
me what
I've never
Marley
seen
and Me
Marley and Me,
is.
That's
so-
is that not the dog movie with the couple that's having struggles and they go to dog or whatever? I can't
Yeah.
quite remember, but I know that's basically
my
what it is.
go-to like.
Yeah,
I'm
do you know
really-
the
I'm kind of ashamed
Ye-
to admit it, but the go-to movie I have for like animals when I was a kid was like Homeward Bound.
Yeah, me too, man.
oh
Homeward Bound is fucking
Yes.
amazing as well. Like, are you joking?
Too bad they tortured
oh,
animals and
yes.
killed them.
Oh, really?
After
Yeah,
I found out
what?
about that, I was like,
Oops. Yeah.
did-
Same, bro. Like, it just spoils it.
all
man,
the
you tell me they actually put Sassy through the river like that.
I'm telling you, yes, animals died during the making of that film. You
That's
remember that
awful.
cougar scene where they're chasing the pets or whatever? Yes.
Yeah.
That
Real.
cougar caught them sometimes.
yeah, they
Jesus,
were
that's
running
awful.
from a real fucking cougar, and the cougar
Yeah.
sometimes did not fucking lose.
Yeah, like yikes.
I would imagine a cougar most of the time wouldn't fucking lose.
I don't know. You'd be surprised at the
Wow.
speed of some fucking animals, bro. Low key.
The problem is that I don't. And here's the thing: that might have been something I misheard, but I know for a fact that animals were harmed during the making of that film, and that I think it led to some of the rules we have now, where you explicitly, if you have animals in your movie and they look like they're getting hurt in some way, you have to say that they were not filmed during the making of.
Yeah,
the
that they were
movie.
all hard in the filming of this video.
Well,
Yeah.
Or whatever.
CJ, let me ask you, what's worse? Homeward Bound, Cannibal Holocaust,
You're gonna have to describe
or
that second
treatment
one.
of
to me.
animals? You've never seen
I-
Cannibal Holocaust?
I've never seen. I think I might have heard about it because didn't they do some pretty fucked up shit in that movie too to animals?
For sure. That movie
sacrificial type stuff?
basically, the premise of it is that a bunch of like environmental journalists go out to uncontacted tribe, and they're a bunch of assholes to the tribe, so the tribe cannibalizes. What makes this movie like stand out in history for films is that the actors actually had to come out and say, "Hey, we're still alive. This isn't a
Oh
snuff film,"
right.
and the director still got charged with obscenity.
Yeah, because it looks so
Crazy.
real, right?
Yeah.
But
But what
Wow.
is real in that is the animals. There's a turtle scene that stands out in my mind right now. It's been years since I watched it. The movie's shit, actually. It's just a terrible movie.
Damn.
But they basically mutilate a turtle with their bare hand, and that's real.
Ooh. Oh God.
What?
Yeah, and I'll tell you, this movie was done in the 70s, right? No amount of CGI gore I've seen today matches what I saw in that film.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, 'cause
Because
this is real.
because
because
that
what they
shit
did to the animals
really
is
happened.
real.
It's fucked.
What the fuck?
You know, I had
That's
heard
fucked.
about that film. I had forgotten the title of it. But yeah, no, that's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah. So like, what's worse, gross
Yeah,
negligence,
so
homeward bound, or intentional destruction of life?
Fuck.
Here's the
Mm.
problem though with that
Intent-
cougar scene, dude. There is no fucking way in any reality that I go, wow, we're sending a cougar to chase these animals. Cougar won't win. Are you high? It's like saying, oh man, this lion's not gonna catch this fucking gazelle if we put it in the movie. No way. Like maybe
no,
once or twice out of a million.
Here's the thing. I don't think they ever at one point didn't think that they wouldn't win. I think they just had enough animals at their disposal to do whatever they wanted.
Yeah, they could afford it. They're like, yeah, it'll happen. It'll die. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, and that's pretty evil.
yeah.
I mean, with at least I don't know the full history of this other movie, which might be skewing my view, but you can really maybe hypothetically they only killed the one turtle, maybe, right? Even though it was all.
I don't know why the take wouldn't have been good enough. Really, like I don't know.
I don't know. You think they did it multiple times? You think that's the
Do
kind
you
of
think?
scene
Do you think they had like a tank next to the director where they had like six
ready
turtles?
to
Like, all right,
go?
it's all we can afford. If you can't mutilate this turtle better enough, you got to kill another fucking turtle. You
yeah.
can't do that one. You know what I mean? I think it would have been like the actors were like, I have to
Wow.
fuck this one
We would
turtle.
have
to
to
save these
look
5 other
that up.
turtles.
Yeah, we'd have to find out more information because I that's a good question. I don't know which one is more fucked up, more evil. I'm trying to like find ways to logic
Both
around
are
it.
evil, though.
Well, they're evil, but what's
I
more
don't know
evil?
if I'll
Yeah.
ever
That's
watch
the
that
real.
movie again.
I won't. I'm not gonna seek it
Yeah.
out to look.
What
at, you
is
know?
evil?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
In this
Rich,
instance,
I'm
that's
gonna
not a
bring it
question,
from-
Fire. It's not a question. That shit was evil. Continue.
It depends, honestly.
What?
Callous,
On morals,
reckless,
anyways. I'm gonna bring
and
it back from a
purposeless
somber note
destruction of life.
to a less somber note.
Evil.
Okay.
Okay.
That's true. Animal death is not great. All right. So yeah. So fucking. There's some interesting movie facts. Holy shit! If I could speak. Why are we both
Yeah.
having a stroke tonight, there, Wheezy boy?
Why are we? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, no offense to anybody out there in the audience who's actually having a stroke.
Yeah, I'm glad you tuned
Oh,
in.
God.
Funny you mentioned that. I know a guy who's had a stroke. Hasn't been the same since. Go
I
figure.
meant having one right now, but yeah, you're right. If you
Yeah,
had one in the past,
actively is definitely more worrisome.
I'm sorry.
Concerning.
I'm just
If
kidding.
you're
Yeah.
actively
No, yeah.
having a stroke and still listening to this podcast, sort out your priorities.
It might not
Yo.
be by choice. They might not be able to stop listening. Fucking like in the chair, like
Oh, no,
Jump.
Weezer,
Spend
no.
your final moments with you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
whoa, they're not
Yo.
gonna die.
This
They're
is-
having a brain aneurysm
You
or a
don't
heart
know that.
attack.
Strokes kill people.
Strokes can kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
God.
what's the death rate of strokes? Do we know that? Can we get that?
Well, your
I don't
first
know that.
one,
Your
not.
brain is literally bleeding. You
It's-
tell me.
It's usually not the first one. It's the second one, or the third one, or the fourth one that gets you. Because once you weaken that portion of your brain, like because it's a stroke and an aneurysm are two different things, right? So a stroke, from what I'm to understand, is like a seizure of the mind. Or am I incorrect in that, or is that am I thinking of a different thing?
Hold on, let me do some. Okay,
Yeah,
hold on.
do some
My-
quick.
My
So-
understanding is that an aneurysm is a clot
Okay.
that
yeah.
loosens in
blocks
your brain.
blocks the blood from flowing properly. Stroke's a medical. It's a symptom of stroke. No, I don't care about what. No, what is a stroke? Here we go. Blood supply to part of your brain is interrupted or reduced, preventing brain tissue from getting oxygen and nutrients. They begin to die in minutes. So a brain aneurysm and a stroke are very similar. I think it's a brain aneurysm is
Ah.
definitive by the clot, while a stroke is
Okay.
just not moving blood.
I'm looking at it right now. A stroke
Yeah.
is when you have lack of blood flow or hemorrhagic. You're hemorrhagic due to bleeding. So in other words, you're either bleeding out or you're not getting blood to the brain. Now, yeah, an aneurysm, from what I'm to understand, is like it's an outward bulging like into a bubble or balloon caused by a localized abnormal weak spot on a blood vessel wall. So, that's no, it's kind of it is similar. Yeah, they're very closely related. It seems. I wonder what the major difference is.
So the strokes is 1 in every death from cardiovascular disease is strokes.
Yeah.
And then 1 in every 4 deaths in the United States is from cardiovascular.
The main difference with aneurysms is that the aneurysm will kill you.
Yes.
In minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is a good point.
Stroke is not the first stroke is. So roughly 5% of all deaths in America are occurred through strokes. So 655,000 of Americans die from heart diseases, aka cardiovascular diseases, and then 30% of that die from strokes. So
Wow.
Fuck, dude.
I'm really glad we went from animal deaths to stroking. This has been real fun.
Yeah, I'm really glad we went from animal fucking destruction to human destruction. Really upped our
game. Yeah.
People care less about human destruction, to be fair.
I know I do.
Do you think people actually have more of a reaction towards animal than human cruelty?
It depends on how in your face it is at the time. Because I feel like if you're looking at human suffering in its face, you'll probably say human suffering.
Right? Because if there's someone, like, you know those people, like, outside the entrance or exits of malls, and they're like, $1 save a kid. If this guy's like, $1 save a kid, $1 save a kitten, I'd probably just pay them $2.
I feel like most people
if $1 for a kid, you think? Or a kitten.
No.
Like, if
That's
this person, if you had $1, you had $1 walking out, it's all you got left, and you're like, I might as well go get a fucking Klondike bar from the store or some shit or whatever. And where it's like, or save a kid or save a kitten.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Honestly, I want to see that social experiment.
Me too. That would be fun. Hey,
all
Mr.
you
Beast,
need is like $200.
we got your next big thing, bud. You can capitalize on this all you want.
Right? We'll take a 50% royalty, no worries.
Fuck, I wish. Could you fucking imagine?
The money we get from that?
Oh my god, a 50% royalty from just one of Mr. Beast's events would be.
I think you would get upwards of $1 million, honestly, right?
And even split between the 4 of us, that'd still be fucking what a quarter.
I'll take $250K, no problem. Are you fucking joking?
Yeah, I'll forget about my issues.
Dude, I'd put a down payment and I'd put 2 years of rent into an apartment automatically, and then run the rest of the $200,000. No, well, you think that, but I don't need a house right now. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's actually a fact.
I just need. You know what I mean?
Invest, bro. Yeah, no,
I would. No, I'd put. Yeah. If I got $200K left, I'd put $20,000 into investing, and then I'd put the rest of it into a savings account, and probably spend like $3,000 on some upgrades, like maybe some new PC stuff, some clothes, you know, new phone or whatever.
If I got $250,000 tomorrow, I'd invest $200,000 of it. No joke.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good idea.
50,
I think it's.
I'd take the rest of the 50 and just figure out whatever, you know, maybe take my
exactly. That's exactly. A lot of people don't. I think there's a lot of people who don't understand how much money it is because they never had it, but also don't understand how far money can go with just a decent amount, like $250,000.
Yeah.
Like most people make more than that in their lives.
Well,
Low-key.
Even with $20, I managed to drag. I had $20 when I was living out. Homeless. I dragged it out and used it over 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, that was $20. I managed to make it last 3 months.
That's some survival shit right there. No wonder you fight bears. They're scared.
Oh shit.
Dude, I went and bought double bubble to 5-cent candies every now and then. I didn't buy much worth of stuff, and it was when I did, it was really just candy or bus tickets, because if I was that hungry, the candy would satiate me for a while longer.
Yeah, enough. Yeah, it was enough to warrant spending 5 cents, or if you wanted a gumball, 75 cents or whatever. That's another question I kind of think is interesting. If you were homeless, what is the best strategy to getting and the limiters here are you can't use any friends or family, and it's just you and what you've got and like what you would take. You know what I mean?
My
'Cause I
answer
think
was
it's
sign up for the army.
Honestly, are you in a city?
Sign
I,
up
And
for
you're
it.
homeless?
yeah. Okay, let's
Okay,
debate about this. Let me. Okay,
honestly,
you are in.
just
I would say you're in a city, whatever the largest city in the country you're living in is. For us, I think what would it be, CJ? New
For
York?
Canada or
Chicago?
for us? Oh
For
yeah,
us.
our biggest city's either gotta be New York or LA, but I'm betting it's New York.
I'm betting it's New York. As someone who went to New York recently, I'm thinking. So you're homeless and you're in New York, and you're not in the tourist part where everything's $20 for a meal, right? It's like $5 normally. Okay, you're in there. You've got nothing
okay.
but
So what
3
I
changes
would
of
do,
clothes and a backpack with whatever you can fit in there.
yeah, okay. What I would do is I would go around picking up cans of bottles. Is your program the same as as Canada's?
Roughly, yes.
Okay, so yeah,
Exchange
that'd
them.
be the best way to do. And if you really wanted to get petty, I would actually go and rob other homeless people of their bottles.
Whoa,
Holy
okay,
shit,
hold
homie!
on.
Whoa!
What the
That was the
fuck?
darkest thing I've
Straight
ever
up,
heard
I'd
you
do it
say.
too.
Holy
That
shit!
is
The two
unironically the worst
Canadians.
thing I've ever heard you communicate to my ears in a
Holy
Discord
fuck.
call. That's
I'll just
fucked.
rob everybody around me. Fuck them. Like, all right,
No,
bud.
but the thing is like I know I live in a place that has like a high density of homeless people just due to it being like the strip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know what Little Fire's talking about to a certain extent, not on like the first hand basis, but like homeless people here are fucking vicious, man.
They are.
Because a lot of them are
And
just
I mean-
hopped up on meth.
Yeah.
How much?
It is person eat person.
How much? Like, that's another question I got. Like, it may sound kind of ignorant, and I'm sorry if it does, but if I'm homeless, I mean, obviously, addiction's a hell of a thing. Trust me, I know, as someone whose biological mom chose addiction over me and my younger brother. But, like, dude,
Good. Yeah.
you're homeless and you'd rather have meth than eat. That's like, you gotta be on some shit. Like, you gotta
Must
be like,
good.
you gotta, yeah, I was about to say, you gotta have some fucking solid rock, dog, for real. Some solid crack or some shit, dude. Like,
I
seriously.
don't know, man. You and I both have addictions. We have a mutual addiction. It's nicotine.
Yeah, but like,
I've sat here during this podcast and smoked probably close to 7 cigarettes just in the few hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I have that urge. I need it, and when I don't have it, I'm angry and I'm
no, I
panicking.
get it,
Yeah.
dude. In
So,
New York,
like,
couldn't take my vape on the plane. I was like, because in New York it's legal to smoke marijuana. The only shit they had in smoke shops up there was weed and edibles and shit. It was awesome, but it was like running around a sex shop as a horny 13-year-old because you can't buy anything, but you're
You
just
can't.
so like fuck. You know what I mean? Like fuck, dude. Literally, I'm not joking. That's exactly
Yeah.
what it was because you can't down here for a while buying nicotine was legal 18. That's why I'm grandfathered in and I could buy it. Up there it's 21. It's been 21 for many years.
Yeah.
And so it's like, bro, it kind of pisses me off. I'm up there and I'm just like, I just want to go buy like a puff bar that'll last me a few days until I can leave. You know what I mean? And come back. But I couldn't. So I was up there for like 6 days, something like that almost, worth of traveling and being in New York. Came back. We came back for 1 hour before we went out to dinner with my sister and her fiance. They came back from Portland. And I got back and immediately didn't charge my phone, didn't do shit, didn't unpack. Immediately got my vape. And I was like, ah. Because the whole trip, I was irritable. I get it. But I feel like
At a certain point, you feel like you'd restrict yourself and be like, okay, this isn't worth it anymore. No.
yes, if I'm homeless, it's not worth spending $20 on a couple of puff bars that realistically would last me a week or two when I could spend that money on meals for weeks and if Little Fire's right, months.
Yeah.
Because $20 is a long fucking way if you're in the right places, man. Straight up.
Well, yes.
Wow.
What I have access up to here is shelters that give food out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, if you can't make it over there, you kind of screwed for the night or the day or whatever. But that's just what helped me keep going was that $20.
Wow.
That's why it lasted me so long because I had access to those facilities. Now, if the states, I'd imagine, have a lot less,
Yeah.
and since they have a lot less, it'd be overcrowded, and the food would run out fast. You'd have to pretty well camp out front of the building
And they
to
do.
get in.
There are
And yeah,
actually,
they do. I've seen it at the homeless shelters out here. It's not great.
I've seen there is one in San Antonio, city I live in, and near here there was an instance. There are 3 homeless shelters on the outer edges because of programming a few years back, and I've passed by them going to work in friends' houses, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen countless fights and murders over spots to get inside those places.
It's so important because it's food. You don't mess with people in food.
Bread and butter.
It's how you live. It's literally how you live if you're homeless. That's it.
Yeah, if you're homeless, that is your trade. That is your trade. If you have food, go and use it to get money, because people will pay you for food.
Open up a falafel stand.
No, see,
Falafel's
look.
fucking delicious.
Yeah, no, but you
good.
can take a slice of bread and sell it for $5. I kid you not. If they're
Oh,
hungry
straight up.
enough,
Go
I
buy.
actually literally
Man,
did that.
I
I
could go
needed
get a whole loaf
$5.
for
Like,
$5. That's an exaggeration.
Yo,
I
selling
know.
bread by the slice. That's hella capitalistic.
That's straight. That's fucking extortion at that
Yeah,
point. Straight
yeah,
up, like
bro.
yeah,
bread
no.
ain't gonna do nothing but make me money.
Fuck, man, that's not cool,
I've seen people take their entire trays of food and sell them for like $20
Damn, I mean,
and a pack of smokes sometimes, or
Yeah.
that's the trade is
Hey,
food for
if
smoke.
that's
Yeah,
the kind of hustle
actually-
you've got up there, maybe I should just fucking move. Holy fuck.
Pancake. I think we'd be fucking boned if we were homeless, dog.
No, here in the States, it's not fun usually.
Like straight up, like I mean, well, here's the thing: could you realistically transfer over to disposable vapes, or make up enough money to have a permanent device and not have to buy cigarettes? Because cigarettes, with how much you burn through, dog, there's no way you can sustain that.
No.
Well,
You probably have to spend the money to
well,
get patches and quit.
If I was
Smokes,
homeless, man,
smokes
Could
go
look
for
for the
$1.25 up here.
they can for sure. If
What
I
the
was
Yeah, a
fuck?
single
cigarette?
smoke,
wouldn't smoke.
$1.25.
The fact of the matter is, if I was homeless, I wouldn't smoke.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd ever get that bad though, because like I'll be real with you guys. My addiction to nicotine, cigarettes in particular, is so bad. I have chosen cigarettes over food. It's a decision I've actually made recently.
Damn.
But
fucked.
The
I've
only
never
way-
chosen cigarettes over the roof.
Damn straight. Damn straight. People, especially when
that's
it comes
the line.
to nicotine. Yeah, there is people. I have so many friends and family members that are like, whenever I tell them, like, yeah, realistically, if I really wanted to, I could put it down. It might struggle for a few weeks, but I would be fine after a while. Like, they all say that. I'm like, okay, why are you saying that though? Because you think it's not true? Because you're so against addiction? You think it's such a big problem that like people don't understand that low key, when it comes down to it, there are so many things that are more important to so many people than cigarettes. Like again, like if a guy came to me one day and he's like, all right, dude, put the vape down or your family's fucking, I'm gonna take all the fucking money. I'm like, dude, all right, here, take this shit. I'll throw out the fucking car window going 95 down the road. I don't give a fuck. Never see it again. Take my juice too. I don't give a shit. Same with my friends. My friends like, hey man, like if my best friend came to me one day and he's like, hey man, if you don't stop, we can't be friends. I'm like, all right, my bad, dog. He wouldn't do that because it's really fucked up with him and really sucks to him, Loki, but whatever.
Yeah. My grandmother and grandfather are quite addicted to cigarettes. It got so bad to the point where they we're spending like $500 every month and a half
Okay.
on
I could believe
cigarettes.
that. I could believe that.
So like 3 a month, basically.
They've resorted to slightly illegal means to get cheaper cigarettes because they're
So have
reserve
I.
cigarettes. So,
Hey,
because
get
up
new
here,
pills for
reserve
me.
cigarettes are only supposed to be sold on the reserve and smoked on the reserve, but
Huh?
they go out and buy said cigarettes.
There's a huge black market for reserve cigarettes now that marijuana is legal.
Yeah.
Most black market marijuana dealers have added cigarettes into their list of things that they get.
My uncle is a border patrol officer, and on average, he busts more for reserve cigarettes than he does for marijuana across the border, which is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that weed is less popular on these illegal drug running border guys and sometimes girls, and reserve cigarettes are more popular. I'm like, damn.
It's got to be about
Damn.
margin, right? They've got to be
I mean,
making
yeah.
some money.
The margin of profit.
Oh yeah, because I can literally, if you really wanted to get weed and smoke weed that bad, you could go to and from Colorado if you knew how to do it right.
Yeah.
But you can't do that with reserve cigarettes because they don't do that like they
Even
do in
more
Colorado.
exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, even more exclusive, even harder to run, even more pricey, even more
Yep.
money you can make.
Welcome to the
And the
black
market's
market.
still alive and well. Yeah, you know what?
Government's the one that propagates it.
Yep.
They are perpetuating this cycle. There's no reason
They
why I
yeah,
should be
100% of the
paying
time.
$16.19 for a pack of Pall Mall Smooth. Like, there's no fucking
Just a
excuse that
pack?
I'd be spending that much. Just a pack, 25
Holy
of those
fuck.
cheap ass
Jesus
garbage
Christ.
I
cigarettes
hate Pall Malls.
that
They were the
burn
worst.
That's
so
cheap.
quickly.
You know why I say that's cheap? Because my grandmother buys John Player King Standard at like $21.
What, dude?
Yeah,
I mean,
and that is the
CJ,
margin. That is the margin
Bro,
between
I need to
a
start running
standard
cigarettes over
pair
the
of
border.
cigarettes.
Holy
facts,
shit.
holy shit,
Bro, that's,
motherfucker! I'm
I can
telling
get
you.
a carton of cigarettes for fucking like $30.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the difference between
Holy fuck.
Canada and the States.
I would make so much money. Oh, well, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to do it because I'm lazy. But damn,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why.
I don't have a market. You know what I mean?
Man,
Like,
there's
I would have to
this-
find people that want to buy fucking. I'd undercut the prices of the cigarettes locally, but I'd still make a profit. Like, that's fucking capitalism 101, baby.
Facts. Like, there's a gas station downtown from where I live that sells Marlboro Reds for like 12 a pack.
Holy shit, yeah.
And I'm sitting here and like my friend's parents are like, it's not that bad. And I'm like, you're saying that because you have a job. I'm like, that pays a shit ton because you're like a fucking doctor. I'm like, could you imagine if, by the way, the irony in being a doctor who's addicted to cigarettes, pretty fucked up. Anyways, I was like, could you imagine if you were like a minimum wage worker and you're trying to get some Marlboros on the weekend, you know, after a
That's not
long
happening.
shift on a Wednesday at 10 p.m., you're like, man, I gotta smoke. You ain't trying to spend 12. That's a meal, dude. That's multiple. If you had to buy it right at a grocery store, that's multiple meals for like a couple of weeks
Yeah.
on one pack of cigs that lasts you like what, a day or two at max.
Fuck, dude, I could smoke a pack of cigarettes in 12 hours. No joke.
Yeah, he's not
Are you
wrong.
bragging or making a statement?
I'm,
No.
I'm making a statement.
Okay,
Like,
thank you.
like I'm straight up. I'm owning the fact of how like detrimentally addicted I am to cigarettes.
Hey man, I was
Yeah.
there. I smoked at least that much during my deployment. And you know, and pretty much
Jeez.
most of my military fucking career, I could say career. It wasn't very long. But anyway, the point is I smoked like a fucking freight
Call it
train.
service.
Yes, my service. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then as soon as I got out, I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore.
Yeah, holy shit. It's just,
Well,
it
I'm
literally
being-
burns a hole in your pocket.
Once I'm laid off, I have no choice. I need to quit smoking because I would hate myself
There's-
forever if I smoked my severance.
Dude,
Uh,
vaping is so much cheaper, man. I'm telling you, dog. It's
Not
so much
anymore.
Don't
You
even
got to
fuck
keep
with
in mind
vaping.
we have different economical differences.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I'd like to know about that if you'd like to enlighten me for a second. What's the
Okay, so-
vaping economy in Canada, dog?
It's
I'm
the
a
last
chain
time I
smoker,
checked vaping, because my friend vapes, he went and bought a bottle of vape juice, like a taller kind of bottle, and it was $16.
He must have got that on special because I see a lot of $20 and $23 for that now.
Wait a minute, hold on.
It used to
Fuck.
be significantly cheaper,
Hold on.
like
A taller
$16
bottle-
Yeah,
would be the
you
regular.
are right, because it was his it was overstock, and he's just being nice too.
Yeah. But see, for me, I'm a chain smoker. So one of those bottles of juices will maybe last me, if I only have one, a day and a half at most. Because I like nicotine. and then you put it in this delicious packet, and it's like, oh my god, now I'm not choking and dying, and my mouth doesn't feel like an ashtray. Sweet. And I'm just gonna keep hitting it. Part of that's because of my hobbies, though. Like, you know, I'm very creative. I write music and shit like that, and I find that the nicotine just really helps with stimulating my brain to get all the creative juices flowing. And before I know it, I'm like absent-mindedly smoking most of my cigarettes, to be honest.
Yeah, there you go. For me, it's literally tea. It's my weed, if you will.
We got to get you on some
It-
actual weed.
No,
I'm joking.
I'm not.
I'm joking. I know. We've had this discussion.
Yeah, it's more of a moral thing for me,
I'm just
kinda.
gonna slip
Right?
you some tea weed, and you're not even gonna realize it because THC is not water soluble.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm looking at a 120 milliliter bottle of 50% nicotine down here runs for $47.69. Nice.
Jesus fuck.
But that's 120 milliliters. That's 4 times the bottle of juice I have in front of me, which is 30 milliliters at 50% nicotine. That ran me $27. But this will last me 3 months. So I'm paying
Not
just
me.
above 100 for a year. Pancake, I don't know. You gotta be hitting that shit a lot because I hit my
Well,
vape every 2 minutes, bro.
Yeah, it's like every 15 seconds for me. You remember? You weren't there for the podcast where I was like, "Oh, I got my vape with me, so I'm sorry if you guys hear the hissing. I'll do my best." Especially like when I'm
Yeah,
sitting here
no,
chatting with
that
you
was
guys,
that was
that's when I smoke the most because I want to be engaged in the conversation. It can be mentally exhausting to be talking and always thinking for this long. You know, we talk for 3 hours.
Yeah, we can't podcast with Pancake, bro. We're feeling his addiction. Fuck.
yeah.
Uh-oh, boys.
For me though,
They
it's a
voted me out,
daily
guys.
occurrence.
You heard it here first. We got him out of here.
I've been evicted from the Anthropic Topic podcast.
Yeah, there you go. For me, thinking at this level is a daily occurrence. Like every time I wake up, I'm on this level of thought. It gets mentally exhausting quite fast.
It's less mentally exhausting when you smoke cigarettes. I'm just saying.
No.
He's so right. He's so right. Nicotine helps so much. The main reason I started vaping was actually because of my anxiety. When vaping was really big, when Juul first came out, I was like 12. And I was pretty stern about it at the beginning. I was like, I'm not gonna vape. You know, I took the red week drug pledge in my elementary school. I'm not gonna do drugs. But then middle school and high school hit, and I was like, hey yo, friend of mine I never talked to, can you do me a huge favor right now that'll potentially get you arrested? You know what I mean? And now it's not even like, sure, do I love waking up and taking 3 hits of my vape and feel like I'm on cloud 9? Oh yeah. Oh my god, holy shit. It's like waking and baking, but not quite as long term. But at the same time, it's like before I started vaping normally, I would go around constantly with this knot in my stomach. Like I also get I gag really bad, and my stomach acid fluxes up when I'm anxious because my stomach is very active towards my emotions. I don't know, it just does that. And so I have to take medication for that. But then medication was running me. It was over the counter. It was like $50 a month for medication. I was like, yeah, this is not worth it. So I'd live with it. And then I got into vaping, and now I run around chill as hell at the same mental and physical capacity I always did, but now I have nicotine in my system. And it costs me $20 every 3 months. And it's also pretty cool because a lot of the people that I go to school with are like, hey man, I don't want to come give you a ride. It's too far away. I can only hit my nick. Fuck, I'll come get you. Like low key, it's kind of a bargaining tool. It sounds kind of fucked up and manipulative, but nicotine will make a teenager go pretty damn far for a ride to some date or something I gotta go to.
You're not going to be a teenager forever.
I'm already not technically a teenager.
You'll wish it.
I have to vote on the next election, dude.
You have to vote. Is that like
my parents are forcing me?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do think
like-
it's important to vote, though. I mean, I don't know
I
what
don't.
good it does, but it's important.
Yeah,
I don't
they
think it's
just
important.
they're.
I
just
don't think it
low-key.
is either.
I think it's all.
They're fighting
facade.
about it because my dad's a conservative, my mom's a liberal, low key, and they're like really, you know, my dad's like gotta vote to keep our country the way it's always been. I'm like, your fucking dad's an immigrant. My grandfather's an immigrant. What's wrong with you? And he's like, yeah, but now that I'm here, I'm like, what do you mean now that you're here? Like, now my mom's like,
That's
like,
such a meme.
it is.
Wow.
I'm like, Dad, you're
soil. I'm American now.
Yeah, it was like, I was born here, bitch, and I'm like, Dad, you know,
The
there's a whole bunch of stories about that shit, man. He's gone through, dude. Every time we've gone to travel, he has to bring every document of his life ever recorded because they just don't believe he's American. Like, you'd think his passport's enough, his ID's enough, but he's had to bring birth records and certificates and all that shit. I'm like, guys, like, holy shit. You know what I
So
mean?
what you're saying is he's an American and he's sensitive about it.
Like, I don't know, man. Maybe he's hiding his sensitivity with his conservative mindset, bro. You really cracked him, Pancake. Good job.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Got him.
We
We
cracked
all
the
learned
man's
something
soul.
today.
Yes. That is
I'm a
the goal of the
detective.
show, though.
Proof.
Expand the knowledge of everybody else.
Education cucks. I get off watching you get educated.
Yo, that shit kind of whack,
Yeah,
dog.
educational cuck. I love it.
Can you imagine like a teacher, like that's like a teacher's mindset? He's like, sir, we have multiple accounts of you looking at females in your class
they're
very
educated.
seductively. No, man, I'm teaching about World War II. Like, fuck, dude.
Tell me about their
Yeah.
grades.
Tell me what the- What'd you score on the test, Stacy? 97. Oh, fuck. I mean, yeah, good job.
I did my
Yeah,
job so
Jesus.
well.
Oh
Tell
my
me
god.
I did a good job.
And then here's the thing. One day, one of the girls comes to him and is like, "Hey, I got a D on this assignment, but I'd do anything to change it to an A." And he's like, "No, bitch. Just
You gotta-
learn.
Like,
You gotta
hard.
fucking
you gotta
learn."
study harder,
He
bitch.
just looks at her with absolute disdain. He's like, "No, you must
Disgusting.
educate yourself."
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's
I'm
funny.
gonna record today's lesson for studying purposes.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go home and become a better teacher. I'm not the teacher the school needs, but I'm the teacher the school deserves.
Oh
The
god.
only thing I like better than watching you get educated is watching me educate you.
He has like 19 mirrors in his class, so we can look at any angle and see himself, and just comes in
And
his
see
pants
himself-
every fucking class.
No, it's not even. He's not even coming. He's mind-gasming. Just constantly.
Mind-gasming. Yeah.
All over the
Yeah.
place, which makes him nut at the same time.
Why do you guys always got to make it fucking gross? Jesus. You're like,
What do you-
yeah, I know we were,
mentioned
but what if he
nutting.
didn't nut? But what if he didn't and then also nutted? Oh no, I'm just like, oh my god,
I've
you guys
not
are
once
fucking
mentioned
insane.
nutting, although I've been hamming up the voice, so maybe I'm not.
I'm
Yeah,
over
you're
here like, hey,
definitely
let's not talk about nutting to teenagers, but no, it's okay. I guess we're doing that now.
Whoa. that's-
You're literally the
No.
fucking ones doing it, so I don't know what
Yo,
to tell you.
CJ, what the
Oh,
fuck,
yeah.
bro?
Again,
Yeah,
never
calling you
mentioned
out.
nutting.
Yeah, imagine. Fucking
Once
hell.
again,
Bro.
CJ gaslighting us. Who would
I
have
didn't
guessed?
gaslight you.
Oh my
What? You're fucking
God.
insane. You're actually insane.
Me too.
Oh,
Fucking-
CJ.
I'm reporting all of you to the fucking FBI. You're all gonna be on a fucking
We're
list.
already on the
Yeah,
wall.
you got shit on me. I'm Canadian.
The FBI will still
Canadian
fucking come for you.
motherfucker.
Eat shit.
Oh.
Actually, you're right. It would be the CIA. My bad.
Yeah, I was about to say, no. The Canadian SIS would be on those asses.
Oh,
Get
that
shit
too.
on.
Yeah.
This just in: local podcaster gets suicided.
Oh yeah, it's the government
It's
suicide.
suicide. There's an
Yeah, oh my
FBI.
God.
There's an FBI attached location in Ottawa, Canada.
Wow.
Oh, shit. What?
There's a U.S. embassy. There's a Toronto, Canada sub office. There's a U.S. consul. These are a bunch of numbers. U.S. Consulate General, Vancouver, Canada. U.S. Consulate General in Ottawa.
It's all
Wow.
the same team.
Realistically, they're all the one world order, right? The new world order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're making China out to be the enemy, so we don't actually retaliate against the true one world order, which is us.
It's
That's
not
not-
race
that's not
versus
actually
race,
not
it's
far from-
rich versus poor.
So China's
Yeah, it's always
idea.
been.
Sorry.
What's up?
I was gonna say you're not far from the truth, because part of China's idea isn't necessarily that they want to physically own everybody else. They want
They
to
wanna
be
be
the
separate, right?
culture. They want to be the cultural and economic center of the world, and they're willing to like push
do
extreme
anything for it.
boundaries. Yeah.
I'm just saying, China, you need to make your culture more appealing to me then. Straight up.
Well,
China,
you
what
don't
can
want
you do for me?
you don't want 20% of your street food to be cooked with sewage water or oil?
I want
is
to
that not what
choose
you
my
want?
haircut, particularly because I can't grow hair.
Yeah. You
So
want
I don't
all
have
of
a
your
choice.
you want all of your infrastructure after it's built to crumble after 5 years?
Yeah, what do we look like, Detroit?
Yeah, we're moving to oh god, we're moving to Pittsburgh. Like let's fucking go.
Holy shit!
I'm
Holy
getting
Dude.
rebranding from the U.S. I think it would do the world a lot of good. But you got to
I-
make it more inviting. Like, let's make Australia
Depends on how the
trade.
rebranding goes.
They actually
for sure.
hate Australia though.
Who hates
Yeah, they
Australia?
fucking they hate
China.
China. They fucking despise Australia, Pancake.
Why?
What do you
What
mean
did
why?
Australia ever do to anybody ever?
Well,
Okay,
literally.
long story short, dum version, big giant rock in front of trade water, no go burr.
yeah, that's essentially what it boils down
They
to.
literally, okay, think about Australia as literally a giant monument to all of the world's sins, including natural sins, right? China
That's
don't
why I
like you to
love it.
Big Rocky because Rocky get in the way of China's shippies.
No, well,
China's
I don't
shippies
even
don't
know.
go past Big Rocky.
That is basically the point. Of
Literally,
Yeah.
China doesn't like it because they have to spend more money to go around and trade with Australia than everyone else, and they just don't like that. They just don't like that.
Well,
Because Australia's like,
Stupid.
Australia also is like, we don't really want anything you have. So
That's-
they're one of the only nations that are as big as they are that don't fucking care about China, and that pisses them off because they want to be the center, like CJ said.
well, and from what I
That's
understand, that there was actually Australia was trading with China, and then they decreased. They started decreasing what they would import from China and started getting it from other places. And since they acted as a kind of a barometer for certain parts of the economy,
A catalyst.
Yeah, big catalyst.
well, a barometer as in like it measured like the reaction of what the market was going to end up doing, which as you can
Yes.
see, the trade war with China has been fucking pretty wild. So, but
Yeah.
fucking there's a lot more complicated shit going on. It's not just with Australia too. That's the thing, because they're trying. China is actively buying up huge swaths of Australia and the U.S. actually. But
And Canada.
I don't know if they're still being allowed to
Yeah,
do that,
yeah.
because I think the Australian government tried to do something about it. But yeah, no, we definitely need to fucking stop all that shit. Holy fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that the complication of like the mentality of how human civilization has evolved has allowed China to single-handedly become the biggest zit on history, if you ask me. Like, fuck Germany, fuck USSR Russia. They are an active communist body in modern society where capitalism reigns supreme, like just to keep countries afloat. And their only goal is to be the center of attention. And the fact that no one cares, they fuck with everyone else's shit. Like I don't hate them because they fuck everyone else's shit. I hate them because they act like they don't. And then when people call them out on it, they get really pissed off. They're the definition of a 9-year-old who wants shit from their parents, doesn't get it, and then fucking throws a fit and destroys shit. That's the definition of what they are. And that
Yeah.
pisses me off.
Yeah.
The menstruation cycle.
And, oh my
Yeah.
god. And they're
Oh,
rapping.
shit.
That was a bit sexist.
That
there,
was
bud. Yeah.
I don't know if that,
Anyway.
I don't know if that was sexist. That might have been a little true, but it might have been a little uncalled for.
I don't know. But yeah, there's something.
Uh,
There's something not.
this-
I'm not gonna agree with you on that one, Pancake. Nope. Anyway.
It's okay.
That
I
would,
know I
that
know.
would
Calm
just
it down.
lead to problems. I'm not gonna argue. Like,
My girlfriend
Oh,
left.
man.
I'm safe, guys.
You think?
I'm not. Are you joking?
Yeah.
My sister will drive to my house at Mach 3, enter my room through the fucking back door, and strangle me on podcast, Pancake.
Yeah,
Really?
man. And I'd let her. You know. Like,
Yeah, she'd be like, go, kill his ass, fuck him
Yeah.
up.
yeah. I'd over here
I
get
hate-
charged
oh,
with
God.
accessory because I didn't call the police.
Yeah, you didn't say shit. Everyone's like, why did you help him? He was fine. He's always bragging about how strong he is. Can't handle a 5'3" girl. I was like, no, you don't understand.
Bro. You
he's
can't hit
fighting,
her,
But doesn't
though.
make
he's
you
fighting
stronger.
multiple bears because we'll be measuring his balls. His
I
ball
like how-
heights.
I love how he's bragging how he beat up a bear with his fucking hands earlier. And now he's like, my sister? No fucking way, homie.
Well, yeah, it's because a bear is not going to sit there and lecture me about women's rights. My sister will do that and also make me feel like that I'm a terrible human being for being born biologically a male. And
I
a
mean,
bear
that's
can't
fair.
do that, guys.
Oh
How
my
dare you.
god, that's such a big problem. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Like,
Yeah,
they're
fuck
being
feminism, am I right?
sexist
Oh, God.
themselves by saying,
Yeah.
I should have heard it coming.
Yeah. Very, very interesting pattern we're all adopting here. But let's go forward with it. Yeah, that sounds fun.
I know there is a lot of problems with a lot of movements right now, but that's the same with any movement across all of
Oh,
history.
Yeah.
But the problem is that it's become so much more accessible nowadays to spread misinformation and use scare tactics than it's ever been. And even news outlets that are nationally and internationally acclaimed for their abilities of displaying news will abuse these abilities and these tactics to get views and get
Yeah.
clicks and get more money. And people want to make it out like the news. I think people want to make it out like the news outlets are controlled by the politicians, which to an extent they are. But the politicians only control them with the money. I guarantee you that they're against Trump because everyone else has more money than Trump does to make fun of Trump. If Trump was that rich, like if
Well,
Jeff Bezos
yeah.
and Bill Gates were funding Trump, they would have been hating everyone that wasn't Trump. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
yeah,
They need to get
it's
more money from
because
him.
the many are funding the news companies to pick on the one
Yes,
person, right?
because the
And
one
they can't
disrupts the
fight
many's money
back
flow.
because there are the many.
Yes. Mob mentality is just evolved into news and false information mentality, which is
Yeah.
that's just I think that's actually the tragedy of our generations is that
generation.
in the past 40 years it's become so I could literally make a Twitter account tonight within 2 minutes of right now, make a brand new Twitter account that would not be able to track me unless through IP and tweet out a bunch of hate speech and garbage and to whomever I wanted to slander them, and then do it again after the account got banned for literally no cost to myself or other people around me. And eventually, for no reason, people would believe that person did something wrong that they didn't do, and everyone would hate on them. And then I started a movement against someone who didn't do anything, or that did, or whatever it is. And that's kind of crazy. It's so useful, but also it's such a double-edged sword that, dude, like,
It's just like,
it's not. It's just so easy to shit on people that
Yeah.
we shouldn't be doing it.
it's just like the starting of the hashtag super straight. This guy was
Oh.
ranting in his car. This is what he was doing. And that's how that got started.
Yeah. I've had to
Yeah.
have that discussion with some people who are incredibly like left leaning. And it was not a fun conversation to have. Not less because they weren't like they were not listening to the things that I was saying. First of all, they were hearing that they were hearing one thing, and because it wasn't their opinion, they would just automatically they were strawmanning me left and right. I'd be like, well, hey, it's like I think people
Yeah.
should retain the ability to clarify who they're sexually attracted to, even if it's not something even if it's for reasons you don't agree with. But they're not hearing that. They're hearing, well, you hate trans people, and you think trans people have to announce themselves when they walk into a room like that. I didn't say any of that. But that's the strategy.
No.
That's a tactic that they have to use, because if they try to reason with me logically about what my actual argument is,
they'll
they
lose.
fucking lose. Yeah. There's no
It's
rational reason. Yeah.
mind-boggling.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you guys. Do we continue another hour, or does Pancake need to go?
I gotta work
Ooh.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
you
it
guys
is.
want to continue, though, I mean, by all means, like you guys are really jiving. I do
Ah.
have to work in an hour, so if you guys want to keep going, though, I fucking
No,
Go
no,
on.
we're not
Nah,
gonna leave
we'd
you
rather
behind,
have
bud.
you in here for that, for sure.
I swear, don't worry,
Yeah.
this won't be a problem for much longer because T-minus 2 months and I am unemployed. Hopefully
I'm gonna
forever.
abuse the shit out of you, homie. We're gonna have this channel
Oh,
popping
We're gonna
every
play
fucking day.
Baldur's Gate.
Woo! You don't. I'm counting the fucking days, dude. You
Oh.
don't even know.
Monday,
Oh.
Wednesday, Friday.
You're
those
not
are
gonna
my
be able to
days.
escape my ass, dude.
That's okay.
I'm gonna be like, come
I'm
here,
gonna have
boy.
to block CJ just to get him to stop talking to you, and then he's gonna use my account that I'm gonna give him because it'll be funny. So he can message you.
Hey,
Does that mean you're getting Baldur's Gate as well? Is that what's happening?
Depends if I find a job or not, dog.
Well, we'll have to
No,
consider it.
I will get Baldur's Gate here
I'd
shortly.
say
You better.
Take a,
Yeah.
take a page out of Little Fire's book and go bottle collecting.
You know, Weezer, I might be able to spot you. Just
You
this
might, you
once.
might have to. Honestly,
Might.
I have a notebook down of how much money I owe you in terms of games over the past
You're
year.
gonna have
We're
to
already at the
give me
Why?
$200 mark.
That's
Why are you
Why?
keeping
That's
track
fine.
of that? What the fuck?
Because at some point, when I come up there to visit you, I'm gonna hand you cold hard fucking cash for
That's-
every video game you've ever bought
You
me.
better fucking not, you insane motherfucker.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit.
You're gonna be really happy when I'm like coming up there with like 2K in my pocket, like ready and waiting,
No.
dude.
Hey, you better be 21 because I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna go we're just gonna go drink it all away.
We're gonna spend $400 just fucking straight booze to get shit on.
Oh man,
I'd be so fucking down
that's
actually.
actually pretty nice. Yeah, I was gonna say that is. You know what? Yeah, keep doing that.
You keep making that list, dude. I'll call it the
Ah.
booze game list. Sounds
Yeah.
kind of sick.
Yeah.
I think that sounds cool.
That's a good
I think it's
strategy.
dope.
Yeah.
It's a really good strat.
All right.
Oh man, fuck.
Oh, that was quite the good episode.
Hell yeah.
Jesus wanna end us?
Yeah, sure. I'll bring us out. All right. Well, we were a little bit all over the place today. We talked a little bit about biology. Talked a little bit about some social justice too. A little bit there. We talked.
Yeah.
What else did we get into, boys? What is
Blizzard.
Blizzard? Yeah.
Lizard.
Sounds
We
good.
got
Let's
into
confirm that was
genetics.
Talked
right.
about how shitty
Animal
capitalism is.
cruelty.
Talked about how great capitalism
The troll
was.
getting fucking mauled actually kind of gave me chills when I talked. Oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Not good.
Talked
Talked
Yeah,
about
yeah.
some
Yeah.
animal cruelty. That's fun. Anyway, the point is we had a great time, and we hope you did too. But either way, other than that, this has been Anthropic Topic. I'm Capitalist Jesus.
I've been Littlefire.
I've been paying.